Recording, real machine. You never tell these days who's real. So, okay. The real me is asleep, actually. This is my clone, just so you know. I'm having a day off.
I need one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
had me convinced you were cloned. You said you were taking a day off, and I knew that wasn't true. So,
Yeah. Okay. So let me just get the screen up. Yeah. Well, I think we can go pretty deep, guys. I'm assuming this is an AI we're talking to there, so that's okay. Just so you know, it's recording the sound, but it's fine. Okay, because the idea is to share this. So because we know each other, we can go pretty deep on this, I think. So share. Okay. So I'm recording this, so this will be a YouTube video, okay? Just so you know, because there's a lot of other people registered who can't make it because they're probably working at the moment in North America. So welcome to Marketing and Manifesting Your Business. It's a free webinar. For the YouTubers watching, I'm Nicolas David, man of the Center for Conscious Ascension. All right, and let's find out what we're going to do today. So let me talk about why I am here. Amira Ariel Hele, who founded the center with me about 20 years ago, 25 years ago, we were trying to figure out how to help you guys take all these amazing tools you've learned, take it out to the world and actually make a difference with it. Because there's a vast difference between being a fifth dimensional bubble with us that love bubbles in the training and going out to the marketing trenches to the messy, muddy, dirty world out there and making a difference. Okay, how do you convert these skills, which you're passionate about, into something that's actually going to make a difference? And that's a completely different set of skills from being a practitioner in terms of marketing yourself. How many people think marketing is a dirty word? Be honest now. Oh, you're okay. A little bit. Is that a little bit, Vanessa?
Yeah.
A little bit. Okay. So,
It's a delicate word. It's a delicate word. It can be forcible marketing is not nice, but sort of spreading information is appropriate.
yeah. Well, we talk about we're going to teach you about the spreading and sharing information with consciousness. Okay, we this is the complete opposite to the hard sell, especially you see in North America. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that.
There seems to be for me like a difference when I'm talking about someone else's product or service that I believe in. I feel like it can be received because it's true, but there's this like semi-conscious belief that if it's something that I'm benefiting from, all of a sudden I become this liar that's only trying to make money, which is not true.
What from your perspective, from someone else's perspective, Vanessa?
It's my perspective, but I'm projecting it onto them. Like I'm afraid that they're going to feel like I'm just trying to get money
Okay, all right.
when
Hold
it's
that,
what I'm
hold
benefiting.
that thought. We're going to get into that. Okay, hold that thought. Okay.
the other thing that I excited about, and one of the reasons I'm here, is I think 5D marketing is very different than 3D marketing. And traditional marketing is more about kind of pushing it at you, even though it's good information. And this is more inspiring or inviting or connecting with people so they feel connected and want to come. So I overstated that, but or
Yeah, well,
simplified
pretty
it.
much that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, can I just ask you, what does 5D marketing mean?
Marketing with love and consciousness to raise consciousness in the world. So Heather will like this. We're going to maximizing the return on consciousness. That's a term I coined for this.
Love it.
Okay.
Yes, I do like that.
See?
We need that in the world.
Yeah. Here's another good idea for you here. I thought that we should have a taxation system, company taxation system based on the level of consciousness of the company. The less conscious and greedy it is, the more money, more tax they have to pay. The most conscious companies pay very little. How about that as an idea?
That works for me. They used to be called nonprofit, but that's not always true anymore.
Yeah. So that was another idea I had, but my consulting partners thought that was a very bad idea to share with clients. So I thought, You better shut up. You better shut up, Nicholas.
Measuring your consciousness might be delicate.
We have a certified method to do that. Okay. All right. Um, so yeah, a lot of you guys have asked us how we market Center for Conscious Ascension, and how did we become a global business? So this is just a taster of the first couple of hours of marketing and manifesting your business, which we're running 20th and 21st of June. And so my team, I was doing yoga one morning, it was 2022, and they said, okay, we have a whole new workshop we want to download. I said, can I finish my yoga? And they said, no, get the spreadsheet out and write it down. So we spent the next 2 hours basically downloading the schema work for the training. And they were basically saying, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this, and this. And I said, slow down, I'm trying to type. And they basically gave me the workshop. And the 2-day workshop is an introduction to fifth dimensional marketing. So they coalesced all the things that Mira and I had discovered over 20 odd years, 25 years of doing this work. Because we didn't know what we were doing when we started this at all. I came from a engineering background originally, then moved into marketing and corporate finance in the city in London. And so I was exposed to high-end mobile communication marketing, which is fierce, most competitive market in the world. Understanding and learned a lot from that environment, and learned all about the hard push we talked about, Michael, the hard-nosed nature of big business. But I got tired of that and left after 7 years, right on time at 37, myself contract to do something more useful for myself and the world. So my hair on a few others here. And just a second. Hi guys, you've just joined. Welcome, Carl and Renee. You're in the attendee room, okay? So if you want to join us in the panelist room where you can switch your video on and talk to us, you're welcome. This is like a mini workshop, so it's about discussion and working with peers and breakout rooms. But it's entirely up to you how much you want to participate. But you get a lot more out of it if you engage with us. But I'm going to send a little dialogue box called Promote to Panelist. If you want to join us, then you can just say yes to that. Oh, hi, Renee. Okay, so just say yes to that. You don't have to, you don't want, but you'll get a lot more out of it if you join us. Okay. Okay. So I'll just send the box once more because we just made a start here. It's more more discussion than just information. This webinar. Okay, so send it to you again, Renee, if you want to join. But if you're at work and you can only listen, that's fine. Okay. So put your electronic hand up at the bottom if you change your minds. Okay. We'll just switch the microphone on and say you want to join the main room. Okay, so rather than making tons of money for a multi-billion-dollar company, global company, I wanted to help others, light workers, manifest their mission of service. That took me quite a few years to get to that. I just knew I had to leave. I wanted to help people give service. This came a lot later. So this introduction is just the first couple of hours of the secrets of how we market and manifest Center for Conscious Ascension. Okay. So what I want to do is find out why you guys are here. All right. So that sets the energy, all right? Because everyone comes for a different reason. So if you want to share name, where you're from, for some of the guys don't know you, what brought you here, and what you like from this intro. And I can it'll sort of sets the intention energy. So just put your electronic hand up, anybody, and then we can sort of take it from there. You guys in the attendee room, let me just see if I can get the chat going. If you want to, I can read out what you say, or you can just switch the microphone on if you want. Hang on. What can I do? Does it allow me to do that? Yes, cool for me to play join. Let me just see. Okay, Kelly, let me just get the chat going. Make sure the chat works. Okay, so you guys, everyone can actually, should be able to see the chat now. So you guys in the attendee room, you can actually put it in the chat if you want as well. Okay. All right. Yeah. Carla, if you want to switch your video on, you're welcome to if you want. Just, it's on the bottom left. I sent you a little box, little icon there. It came up. So Kelly, go for it.
Hi, my name's Kelly. I've recently done soul contract reading workshop and I'm booked in to do divine healing as well. I've been looking to move from my hands-on healing practices to something where I'm able to offer something on a deeper level back to my clients. And after doing soul contract reading, I really felt that this was the right path ahead for me. So although I still do some in-person stuff when I do my sound, I'm now going to transition, I guess, more to an online type of business. And although I use social media to market, I have a website. I certainly have a lot to learn, I think, especially moving away from more 3D way of marketing and sharing yourself. So I really am just looking for ideas and ways to use my energy, I guess, as well, because I've also found sometimes I put something out there in black and white, but my energy is saying something different. Um, so yeah, I'd like to know how to kind of align the two, the structural part and the energetic part around kind of manifesting, reaching the right audience and gaining more clients that feel aligned to what I'm doing.
Okay, well, you're in the right place because it's all about aligning with the spiritual signature, flowing with the flow, going with the flow of spirit. And when you run a fifth dimensional love and surface-based business. Okay, so we'll see what we can do there. Okay, Michael.
Hello, hello. My name is Michael. In simple terms, I'm here because Nicolas suggested it. Yeah, suggested I did the soul contract workshop, and then I did the soul contract workshop and liked it enough to join here and want to extend it. But in terms of my life mission, I've been a doctor for 46 years, and for better or worse, I've come against authorities quite often for different reasons, and I'm now suspended as a doctor. And I have to A, come to terms with that, but B, to continue my mission of service. I've spent a lot of my life exploring spiritual paths from Kabbalah, the Jewish mystical, to Sufism, to Sai Baba, to Buddhism. So there's a core unity within me and love that I wish to share. And also, for better or worse, financially, I've managed to collapse myself at the age of 75 and my pension does not cover my expenses. So I would like to, and I'm trusting, if you like, Nicholas's statement that if I fulfill my soul contract, I can stop worrying about money.
Okay, thanks, Michael. Heather.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Heather Shea, and I'm in Denver, Colorado. And I am here for so many reasons. I am one of those people who has a very strong background in corporate marketing, have been head of marketing for global companies, global technology companies, for a long time, and was in the corporate matrix. And more my spirituality started calling me, and I started coaching people. And I don't know if I coached myself or myself said that you need to go full time into the spirituality realm. And so I just redid all my marketing. I have a gorgeous website and thought I'm doing it away from the past. I'm bringing in my past technologies and I need to reinvent it. And I need to relook at how I'm marketing because what I'm marketing now looks a lot different than what I was marketing before. And like others, I've taken the soul contract training, which for anybody listening, I'd recommend it. just to get the exposure in other programs. So yes, and I think Nicolas said I should be here, or maybe I just said I should be here. So I'm delighted to be here. Thank you.
It's all a free will choice. There's nothing anyone should do. I just make suggestions. Sometimes they're strong ones, depending on the situation. Yeah, I can be a bit bossy. So, Vanessa. You have to unmute. You have to unmute. There you go. Go for it.
I'm here because I really like learning. And I notice that when I flesh out this concept, that the learning sometimes prevents me from actually taking action. I really like to absorb new concepts. And I right now in my life, I'm looking back at the last 30 years and saying, wow, what a great exploration and collection of experiences and knowledge. And I still will continue. That's part of my nature. But I'd like to start channeling it into a business as opposed to things that I do. Because I feel like I've done a lot of things. But when people say, what do you do? I laugh and I say, well, I don't know. So I'd like to create a business. So I'm here to learn about how to do that, but then actually merge that with the follow through and consistency. Great at starting, not so experienced in the follow through, and also to be held accountable. So to be in community with people doing the same thing is very helpful for me as well.
Okay. Yeah, staying focused and staying focused on your goals and completing is about 90% of business. 10%
Yeah, I have a six
inspiration. The
on my
rest is just
wall.
you basically just got to stay focused and get on with it. And
Yeah. Yeah, I have both the 6 and the 8 symbol on my wall, so I'm focused and I'm grounded.
yeah, got to finish it. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Michael, did you put your hand up again? Did you or no? No. Okay. All right. So, anyone else want to
I can't hear.
who's speaking there?
All right, I guess I'll have to
Renee.
disconnect.
No, can you hear me?
Why you're so reluctant to follow the instruction?
Because I don't know what I'm doing.
I told you, you
Google what? To Google tests, you said? I have the earbuds in, so I'm listening to two things at one time. You said Google test, right?
Sorry, this is Renee. She's one of our practitioners.
Go-
Renee, do you want some help? Would you,
Oh, into Google. Okay.
Renee, can you hear me? Renee, can you hear me? Don't think she can hear me. Hang on. Let me just message her. Renee, no. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to mute Renee for now. It's a problem with the sound there. Okay. So anyone else want to say hi, Carla? Only if you want to, or put it in the chat and I'll say what brought you here so we can get a feel for what you need. It's up to you. Just put your hand up if you want to. If you want to switch on the mic, it's on the bottom left. Okay. But you don't have to if you don't want. Just participate in this as much as you like. No? Okay. Can you guys hear me? Give me a thumbs up. Can you actually hear me? Just make sure the sound's okay. Is the sound clear enough? Yeah? Okay, good. Right, it's a new headset because we're having problems with it on the subcontract one. Okay, we'll continue. So, we know why you're here. Very important. I'm going to move you guys around a little bit so you can see you all. Look at the top. It's a bit easier then. So, the purpose of this training is basically to give you a very top level view, the whole training, the 2-day training, a top level view of all the conscious structures you need to put in place, some which don't exist in 3D businesses in order to run a 5D spiritually based love-based business. So at least you know the landscape, okay? It takes about 18 to 24 months to make a transition from the 3D brainwashing on how business should be, which is maximize return on investment at any cost, which is what's destroyed the world, to maximizing return on consciousness. So it's like entering a different world. So this is just weekend's an intro, and this is a super small intro here. Okay. So, but what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about becoming a spiritual entrepreneur, and well, what really is a business? What is a spiritual business? So, because it's vastly different to what are normal entrepreneurs. So what do you guys think that is? Any suggestions? I'm going to get you thinking now, because it's about a change of mindset process. Okay. And no thought is a silly thought.
I think it's looking out for the best of all.
Yeah.
Knowing that anything that is for the best of someone is for the best of all, as well as best for me is best for everybody.
Yeah. It's a good start. Anyone else? Any other offers? Kelly?
I suppose it's more about empowerment of others rather than the bottom line of making money. And through the empowerment, you can make money. But if you're running a business, it's more about the product you're selling or the service you're providing, as opposed to what that does for someone else, I guess.
Yeah, good start. Michael? What are your thoughts on this?
In my spiritual searches, and at times, dare I say, also in my relationship, I've touched a level of consciousness and love and unity and a sense of connection to the universe. And I found myself now in the material world in a very difficult, struggling position. So in terms of the law of attraction, I'm trusting that my meeting with you, Nicolas, and the Center for Conscious Ascension and this process of 5D entrepreneurship will enable me to share the love more broadly in the world towards healing the world. I mean, I don't know how many of you know about a group that Nicolas and I are both in called the Mankind Project. So I created a mission 25 years ago that I have not fulfilled. And my taste is that I've had bits of it fulfilled, but my taste is that this may be a journey towards fulfilling it. So I'll just tell you and then I'll finish. I create a loving, abundant, sustainable world by preparing places of safety for myself and others to heal the past and envision the future.
Thank you, Michael. All right. Heather.
For me, it's a couple of things. It's being able to bring my or our spiritual connection, knowing, intuition into the physical plane to support the overall transformation, awakening of the planet, and also do it in a way that reaches each individual person with love so they can have their own awakening, awareness, more conscious, more loving life.
Sounds good. Anyone else? Renee, can you hear me? Do you want to say anything?
Can you hear me?
You can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Right. I'm at work, and so I can't really stay on. But I like what the last person just said. I guess my frustration is I'm coming from a place of, in regards to my clientele is, you don't know how much you need this. And I'm here to be the midwife to the new era. However, people don't understand why this is important to them, why this could be important to them and why they would want it.
Yeah, well, it takes time, which is what we're here to do. We're here to transmit that. Okay. Are you able to turn the video on, or you're at work, are you?
I'm at work, yeah. I don't have a lot of buttons. I'm not that technical.
Okay, so are you on a phone, or
I'm on a phone. I don't have a computer where I work,
Okay, so I click on promote to panelists. Do you see a little box come up saying
yes?
Just say yes to that, okay? Because then you better turn the video
the
on.
panelist or the attendee?
No, you say you want to be a panelist. Just say yes to whatever it says there. Okay. That's working now. All right. Anyone else want to share? Carla, do you want to share? And if you want to. Okay. Start to watch. That's fine. Okay. Let's see. Renee is here now. So now, Renee, I'm going to send you another. You've made it to the main room, panelist room. Just say yes to switching the video on and see if that works. There she is. Well done. Okay. So do you want to say briefly where you are and what brought you here? Now we can see you to the other guys.
Yes, well, today I'm in Farmingdale, Long Island. I live on Long Island, New York. And I have been a nurse since 2008. And I'm a retired massage therapist of 25 years. I've been a healer of the Rising Star method from since 2007. So it's like a ray above a Reiki master. And I love divine healing, and I did 1 and 2. And now it's time to market it and make my money back. And I'd like a retirement before I'm too old.
Okay. It's a good goal.
I'm practical. I'm sorry, I'm practical.
Well, yeah, we all would. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right. So next question, guys. If you just go on mute, Renee, just the sound. Okay. So here's what I think a spiritual entrepreneur is. This is my opinion. So it's all an opinion. Life's an opinion. It's someone who's actualizing their soul journey through the expression of their soul purpose through their spiritual business. So this is a very important concept. So here is you. See, most people are here, and their job is over here. They go to it. And according to Gallup, 90% of them basically don't like it. They're emotionally disconnected. And the reason for that is because it's misaligned with their soul path. Okay, so there's no joy in it. I go into London maybe a couple of times a year in the rush hour. I'm in the commuter belt. All the people who live around me, they go into London to work. Okay. I call them the grey people because no one's smiling, no one is happy. And I remember I used to be like this. I used to wear a suit and go into these same buildings these people go into. Now I get up in the morning, I look at the trees. We had a deer walking in the garden yesterday. That's where I live. It's all trees. And you can hardly see the neighbors. It's very quiet. So I just get up, have breakfast, and go to the office, which is in the same part of the apartment, and I just start to work. So I'm doing this. I've got a business here. You guys are going to want to create a business here, which is an extension of your soul's path. It's not something you go to and tolerate just to pay the mortgage and survive and get the kids through college and all the other wonderful things you do as an adult human being. It's a natural expression of your soul's journey, which this is not in comparison. To some degree it is, but this is a totally aligned business to your soul's journey. So it's a mirror, it's a hologram for your journey into oneness with the soul. So this is a 5D business. And marketing and manifesting your business is about finding out, well, what exactly is that? Okay, getting some clarity. We're going to do a bit of that today. Okay, because if you're aligned with what you're here to really do, it really isn't work anymore compared to this. It's just life. You just happen to get paid for it as well. I was saying to God this morning, I was thanking God for this business. There's nothing I'd rather be doing than what I do now. Doing trainings and helping people, helping you guys get out there, helping you escape the matrix and make a difference here. You see, there's a vast difference between this world, 5D world, and this 3D world. This matrix prison that most people live in and don't know there's anything else. So we're helping. This is designed to make the shift from this prison to this completely different reality, even though it's in the same space. Okay. Okay, so next question, next point. So probably wondering, how do I become one? How do I become one? That sounds good. What's next? Let's be practical and grounded. So you begin with the end in mind. Well, what do you want to do with your life? Okay, what do you want to do with your life? I came across a good book the other month called Die with Zero. I don't know if you guys have heard it, but basically it's a philosophy of making the most of every moment of your life. Don't save all your money up till you retire, because usually by that time you're not so well and you can't enjoy it. It's about having creating quality experiences in life. Okay. And the most quality experience you can have is to be on your mission of service rather than half a mission or a partial mission of just paying bills. Okay. So have a quality life, great experiences now as much as you can manage, and aligned with the soul's purpose. Okay. And that end in mind ultimately is the delivery of your gift of service to the world, which is what we talk about in the soul contract work. Okay. And that's in your contract. So your gift of service is in your karmic patterns and in your soul destiny. The most challenging parts of your contract are the gifts you're here to claim once you burn your way through it. Okay. So it's not sort of sitting somewhere in left field. It's actually in you. And so by turning into the challenges you face and transmuting them into a positive energy, moving from karmic energy into the positive talent energy. So you guys who are watching on YouTube, there'll be links in the description where you can find out what your soul contract is, get free charts, and actually how to find out what it means. You can find out what it means by getting my best-selling book, Your Soul Contract Decoded, which will explain your entire life. Or you can get a soul contract report, which is the next thing, which is like an automated version of the book. You want it in a hurry, or you can have a live reading. So that's how you find out what your gift of service is. So it's a sort of shameless promo. At least it gives you the answer to put to the most important question you've ever had in your life, which you may not have had answered yet. Okay, so you've got to get to this gift of service. And so you've got this lovely gift here. Who are you going to give it to? Well, you've got to find out who your dream client avatar is. Okay, that's a fancy word for, the ideal customer. So that's what we call it in spiritual marketing. That you love working with, not a customer who's not happy about what's going on, like in the 3D business, who loves working, you love working with, and most importantly, they love working with you. Okay. All right. So this is a whole new paradigm. People sell widgets and products and services just to make the money. They don't care. They sell it to out there in the 3D world. Whereas here, we're looking to connect with people as practitioners who love what we do. Okay. So we have Dream Client Avatar, DCA. Okay. We have Gift of Service. Yeah. When these two meet in the middle, that's called your business. Okay. That's your business. You have the two meet when they overlap like that. You have a business because they want what you want. They love what you want to deliver to them. And they're happy to exchange energy in the form of money for that. So you have a business. So today we're going to find out a bit more about what those two are. That's the purpose of today. Okay. How are we doing so far? Making sense? Any questions? Anything? Okay. All right. So what is your gift of service to the world? Well, question to ask here is, what are you most passionate about and love to do? Okay. It's not about focusing on just making the money. Well, I think most of you guys have gone off and done jobs you didn't like, you may still be not liking, just doing the money and thinking at the end of the day, oh, thank God that day's gone. Okay. But here you can do something you're passionate about where time just sort of goes really fast. It's just going because you're enjoying what you're doing. You love doing. How's that? How's that to be 10% of the people in the world who actually enjoy what they do for the majority of their life at work? So what are you most passionate about? And as I said, this is to be found in your soul contract, physical and spiritual karmic aspects of soul destiny. But the very thing you're here to do, you're going to get the negative aspects of it initially in the form of karma, which is an invitation from God saying, okay, let's see what you're made of. Do you have the means to actually turn your consciousness towards this and feel your way through and transmute all this karma? Okay, most people turn away from their karma, therefore they never get the gift, therefore they're never happy because they don't know what they're here to do. Okay, that's both 3D people, even spiritual people, right? They're a bit closer, but they don't always get to it. So if you can consciously work on your karma, then when the gift becomes available to you, I mean, my gifts are here to, I become a karmic, spiritual, physical karmic 3, to become worthy to be loved, to stand up and express and teach. Okay, so one of my gifts is to teach and communicate deep soul knowledge. My spiritual karma is a 9, which is about overcoming great disempowerment. So as to empower others like you guys to get out there and do it. Okay, to do the thing you love to do. So it can be done. And just know that everyone has what we call a visionary template. There's a divine plan in the 5th dimension, which you designed at a higher level before you came here, which is the plan of this mission. Got you to this point. And it wants to take that higher consciousness part of you, wants to take these gifts that you're working on accessing in this body and take it out to the world in a very specific way. We get into this much more on the weekend, full training. But if you can tap into that, it will guide you. I call it a spiritual business signature. It'll guide you to manifest your business. Okay, there's a plan. Everyone has a plan. So you don't actually have to work it all out yourself. You just got to be clear emotionally enough and have your channels open enough to allow the guidance to come through. Okay. So don't feel you have to do it all by yourself. Okay. It's just not Kelly in an earthsuit wandering around thinking, now what? Okay. What do I do next? Connect to higher consciousness and it'll tell you what's next. Okay. So it's all about surrender. I mean, in business, 3D business, we're talking about business plans, and I used to be in charge of this long-range financial plan for this massive company, this business. And we planned 15 plus years in advance. And there were very big numbers on it, and we write business cases, and it'll be this thick, and we do it annually. And they would plan and plan and plan and plan, and a lot of discussions, a lot of negotiations to come up with the business plan. And I tried to do that with this business when I started, and only half the things worked. I was thinking, I got a problem here, Houston. This is not working because I was using the left brain. So I had to make the very hard shift from left to right brain to surrender into the feminine and listen to spirit and follow the spiritual signature. It took many years, but when I started doing that, miraculously things started working a lot better. It took time, but they started working. So now when I'm running this business, I just listen to spirit. They make a suggestion, I'll go and do it, and it usually always works. Okay. I don't have a 3-inch business plan. Okay, at all. I just listen, and they say, now it's time to do this. I do it. That worked. They said, time for marketing and manifesting business, time for this, time for that. Because they've got the plan, in the higher dimensions. So they're downloading the plan from the vision template to me, and the time is right. So they said to me, it's time to write a book in 2011. I said, what book? And they said, oh, on soul contract reading. I said, I don't know how to write a book. And they said, we'll fix that. So I soon found a publishing consultant. Okay, I found someone who helps authors, a well-known author in England. I met him, and he helped me out with chapters for my book. Then I found a publishing consultant through him, and she helped me flesh out the book chapters, and start writing the thing. She got it all organized, all my material organized. Then she introduced me to my publisher, because they used to work together. And I sent the manuscript in. 3 days later, he rang me and said, we're going to publish this. Okay. All right. Sending you the contract. So 3 days. 3 days. That doesn't normally happen. It's 3 months before you hear some of these people. But you said, yeah, we're going to publish. This is great. Let's go. So I just followed the signature and all the stuff he opened up. And the book sold on Amazon. And Gaia called me. Well, a friend of Regina Meredith at Gaia, she called me, contacted me, and I got to know her. Then she introduced me to Regina. And then I was in Colorado filming, within a few months. So the signature, just following the signature, just by starting the book and listening to what they were saying, it all just unfolded. And then it was a bestseller. And I'd gone from being barely paying the bills to suddenly, reaching a lot of people with a book and making a big difference. So there's these moments where you've got to trust it in the moment, because the plan will unfold. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an exercise now in pairs, so you can help each other get to your true gift of service. All right. So the way this is going to work is that you're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to be in a room with a partner, maybe more. So Carla, are you up to talking to me? Because we have 5 people visible here. If you want to participate in this, you could be the 6th person, and you can have a go in one of the breakout rooms. Would you like that? You don't have to if you don't want. Can't hear you. I don't think the sound. Try now. Don't know if the sound's working. Your microphone's on, but I can't actually hear you. Maybe check in the sound settings. Okay. What I might do, Carla, because I can't hear you, is that we might put you in a room with some of the others, okay? And you can just listen in, okay? Unless you can get the sound working at your end. Okay. So what we'll do is we're going to form into pairs, and you have 10 minutes each way. And the first part, you've got to decide who's going to go first. You guys are used to this. So this is a process for speaking out a lot of stuff you probably never see. And just say what you think your gift of service is, and be quite specific of what you think you want to deliver to the world. Nothing is too silly to say, because in saying it and bringing it out in the world, it's going to start to solidify and manifest for you. Okay. And so you can speak for about 6 or 7 minutes. There'll be a timer in the top right. Then your partner needs to listen very carefully and write down the key points of what you said. Okay. Active listening. Then, and after the first 6 or 7 minutes, then the partner, the remaining 2 or say 3 minutes, then you say to you say in return, this is what I heard. And when the first person is talking, you don't interrupt at all. Okay. Okay, just let them talk. So we're trying to channel it through. Then you're going to mirror back to them what they said. It's a very powerful process, and what's going to happen is that the person who first spoke is going to start to feel this thing manifesting the reality, because someone said it they said it for the first time sometimes, and someone else said it back to them, and they realize, oh, this is real. They can feel it. So what you're going to start to do is coalesce your business, okay, into reality. Okay. So say 6, 7 minutes max one way, 3 or 4 minutes to get the feedback, then swap and look at the time. When it's down to 10 minutes if you swap over. Okay. You must stick to the time so your partner has enough time to have a go. All right. Everyone clear on that?
And so we're talking about what we think are gifts of service
Yeah,
to the
you
world.
say it as it is now. Even if it's only partially formed, just talk about it, because the talking about it's going to channel it from the visionary template. Okay, and your partner's going to witness you. You may have never said some of these things to another human being, and they're going to witness it, and then they're going to repeat it back to you. And that's when it becomes very real, when they repeat it back to you. It's very strong, this process. Okay. So this is the beginning Because sound's creative. You guys all know that. You've just been on a sole contract training. Sound is creative. A lot of time it's just stuck in your head, the stuff. Okay? All right. Everyone clear on that? Yep. Okay.
Can we record if our partners are
yes,
okay
you
with that?
can. I'm going to give you a recording permission. Hang on.
Thank you.
Let me so we go. I'm just got to see. I've just got to give you recording permission. Okay, Heather, you're okay. You can record. Carla, I can't get you to record because you are on a phone probably, by the sounds of it. Okay. Kelly, you can record. Rena, you'd have to get the recording of someone else because you're on a phone. Vanessa, I'll put your computers on can record, okay? All right. So you know how to record when you go in the room. You just got to switch the recording on at the bottom.
Can I just write it down?
Pardon?
Or I could write it down.
Oh, you can write it down, yeah. Whatever comes up.
Okay.
Okay. So we started this webinar on this call on a Zoom webinar so that it could send reminders to you. Okay, but to go to breakout rooms, we need to move to a Zoom meeting room. So what I'm going to do is put in the chat as a new link. Everyone listen carefully here. And it will go to a different meeting because that's how we get access to the breakout rooms, because webinars don't allow breakout rooms. Okay, so the only way I could do it. I want you to click on that link. Then what it will say to you, do you want to leave this call and go to the next one? You say yes to that. Then you end up in the new room, okay? Everyone clear on that? Okay? Okay, including you, Carla, okay? And then we'll meet in that room and then I'll set up the breakout rooms, okay? All right? Everyone clear on that? I think the only thing is I think the AI is not going to, Firefly's AI is not going to like that. That's the only way I could do it. Okay, so let me grab the other link, which I've set up earlier from my other machine. Here it is. Okay, let's get into this. Okay, just go into here. Find that link. I think you'll find this fun. And I'll move around the rooms and see how you're doing, okay? As we normally do. Okay. All right. So I will record one of the rooms for the YouTube video, okay? Is everyone okay with that? So I'm going to go around, so little snippets of you are going to be on YouTube on this. But showing the vulnerability and showing the truth of what you're doing will help people understand what to do. We're watching later. Okay, so I've got the link now. So I'm going to post this in the chat. Okay, and then you click on that and just say yes to leaving this call and going to the next one. And we'll see you on the other side in a few seconds, hopefully. Make sure this is going to do its thing.
Where's the link, Nicolas?
It's going to be in the Zoom chat when I've managed to get the thing to actually. Let me just try it now. Okay, there it is. There, it's in the chat. Chat's at the bottom. Okay. Can you see the box, Michael?
Yep, I got it.
Okay, and then just click on that join instruction link, and then go to the next one. Okay, I'll see you there. I'll stay here till you've all moved. Okay, so you don't. Okay, that includes you, Carla. You just click on the link. Okay, so you go to the next Zoom meeting room, so we can create the breakout rooms. Okay, Vanessa, you have to do it on your computer at a minimum. Okay. Okay. All right, Renee, you okay? Yep. Heather, you okay?
Yeah, I pressed the wrong link. Is it the second one down?
It's the second one down.
Okay. All right, I jumped out. Let me try that again. right, it's not coming up
Okay,
now.
actually, it's the first one. Try the first one. I just realized it's the first one. So Carla, if you click on the first link in the chat, you'll get to go to the next
Okay.
room.
All right.
I'll stay here till you've shifted over.
Okay. Sorry about that.
It's okay. I'll still be figuring this out as I go.
It's okay.
Okay. All right, Carla, you need to click on the top link, which is join Zoom meeting in the chat, so you can go to the other room. Okay.
Okay.
Because I'm going to leave this meeting now, Carla.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing you in chat yet, so let me know.
No, you're still with me here. You just click on join Zoom meeting and say yes to going to the next meeting. You can and leave this meeting, Heather.
Okay. Yeah, nothing's coming through.
So tell me what you can see.
I can see this is the gift of service to the world.
Can you see? I'm going to stop sharing the screen here. Okay. Can you see in the chat the first link?
It just says there's nothing here. It says type message here.
You can't see that. Let me just send it to you again. So Carla, okay.
I went out. Oh, there we go. Thank you. I went out into Zoom. So the one that says join Zoom meeting.
Yeah. So Carla, if you click on join Zoom meeting, the first new link that came
First
up,
one. Okay.
then you can transition to the new room.
Okay. Join. This is join from app.
Yes. So Carla, you can speak to me because you're still in this room. You need to click on the link. If you need some help, just switch on the mic and I can help you. Carla, I'm going to leave this room and you're going to be exited out of the meeting at this stage if you don't click on the link. So we fix this. I'm going to try and find your email. I'm going to send it to you, okay? Who's that?
I'm back. It's Heather.
What happened?
It just pops me out into the main Zoom.
Okay, Heather, I'm going to email you the link. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Might be quicker. I just got to find it here.
Yeah, it could be my system. It could be my Mac or something.
Should be okay. Yeah.
Could be me.
Could be you. Could be you. Just checking your email in a sec. I've just got to find Carla's. I've just got to find Carla's email address here. So Carla, I'm going to email you the. Just going to find your email. Can't find that email. Carla, can you put your email into the chat for me, please? And I can send you the link to the meeting. Okay. Okay. There's. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going to leave this meeting now. Okay. Then you will get it.
All right. Bye.
No, just yeah, hang on.
Okay, I'm still here.
Just don't go away yet. It's a bit tricky juggling this because Zoom wasn't designed for this. Okay. Okay, so Heather and Carla, I'm sending you the link now.
Okay.
Okay, by email. Okay. Try now, Heather. I'm going to leave now, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, the link hasn't come yet, but it will. We probably all have. But
Yeah,
quite
and not physically, just yeah.
So who would like to go first? What do we have?
Other machines logging in
Since
now.
I'm
So I've got to bring
okay.
backup recorder online. That's me coming in. You can get underway. Set up breakout rooms. I think Carla, good, you're here, Carla. Well done. Okay. All right.
I'm back.
Carla, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Carla, do you want to actually
Yeah.
do you want to actually pair it with someone in the room?
Pair it with someone in the room
And have a go?
and have a go.
I can hear very badly because my microphone isn't working as it should
Okay.
Okay.
at the moment.
All right.
All right.
Do you have a
It's a
headset or
technical
something?
Do you have
thing
a
from my
headset or
side.
something?
Do you have a headset?
Do you have a
Plug in?
headset and plug in?
At the moment, it's not working.
Oh, headset's not working.
Headset's not working.
Is the computer? Can you take
Is the
the headset out of the
computer? Can you take
computer
the headset out of the computer?
and try the computer
Try the
microphone?
computer
I have,
microphone.
and this is now without it. It's still not working. It's from my side though.
Okay. Well, what we'll do is
Okay.
we'll
So-
put
What
you in
we'll
a
do is
room
we'll
and you
put
can
you in a
just
room
listen.
and you can just listen.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Let me set
All
the
right.
rooms up now.
Let me set the rooms up now.
Okay. So Vanessa, there's five
So
of you.
Vanessa, there's 5 of you.
I'm getting some echo here.
I'm getting some echo here.
Still coming.
Still
That's
coming?
my machine.
Oh, that's my machine.
It's me. Ha. Okay. All right. Vanessa?
I was just trying to get it to focus.
Yeah, it's focused now. We can see you. All right. Seeing you guys know each other. All right. Kelly, pick a partner. Who do you want to work with? You have to, everyone unmute, okay?
I saw my name.
Vanessa.
Okay, so I'm going to create 2 breakout rooms here. I'm going to put you guys together. So give me a sec. You're used to this. So we have Vanessa and Kelly. We'll put Carla, we'll put you in with those guys. That's one room. And Michael and Heather, you can go in the other room. And I'll set the timer
Okay.
for 20 minutes. Remember, you got 10 minutes one way. First 6 minutes, there's a lot of time to talk, actually. You should be able to say most things in about 6 minutes. Okay, just watch the time. Put a timer on your 10-minute timer on your phone. Okay.
So just again, Nicholas, the passion. What are we passionate about?
No, you're talking
Just
about
to
what you
the
think you're talking about your gift of service. You just say what you believe it is in the moment as best you can. What we're doing is opening your channel to allow the higher self to tell you more and to bring it into reality. And then your partner's going to write it all down. They're going to mirror it back to you. So we're turning your next phase of your life into reality, Michael. That's what we're actually doing. So it's quite a strong process because you're being witnessed maybe for the first time for someone to really hear it. Okay. So everyone okay with that?
I like it.
Yeah.
Hello, Heather.
Yeah. Okay. So off you go, guys. See you in there. And remember to turn your. Oh yeah, I need to give you recording permission now as well because we're in a different room. Hang on. This is my Fires guys pushing Zoom beyond the limit. What it can actually do. Yeah. Okay. That recording's working. All right. In you go.
let me go. Let me go first.
Sure. And then after 6 minutes, I'm going to talk back to you for the last 4.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, great.
Okay.
I'll keep an eye on the time for you so you can just flow.
Oh, thank you. That'll be good. Okay, so I know Nicholas asked us to be specific. That's not going to be possible for me because I still feel like I am trying to find that specific gift of service to the world. And I suppose part of my gift of service is very well my experience of things that I've been through in my life. And if I think about how I have been and the things that I've gone through, being able to feel empowered to make my own decisions and choices without feeling like I need to be controlled by a structure or the matrix, if for want of a better word, and just being able to heal myself, heal my body, heal my past. And so I guess thinking of it like that, when I see clients that are able to start realizing that they are not a slave or stuck in this world where they do not have control over anything that they're doing, I feel that's quite empowering to see. And I guess I'm still going through all my things to realize that and get to my part where I feel this is my gift of service. This is exactly what I want to give to the world. But it definitely makes me feel good when I can see others seeing what their gifts to the world is, almost, if that makes sense. Because yeah, I do feel like it's been quite a struggle for me to learn what those things are. And that's why kind of with this whole contract work, I felt tired because I felt like I've been on this journey for so long. It hasn't been that long, but I mean, I've been on this journey, wanting to settle into something that I can give to the world. But it's like a forever journey. It's just, it's still trying to come out of me, you know. Even now, it's like a little bit of a struggle to get exactly out of me what I think that needs to be, you know. Yeah, so I guess to be able to see others come to their full realization of what their gifts to the world is, and how amazing it would be to facilitate something like that, you know, breaking the chains of what's been holding them back in life, you know, these subconscious patterns, these traumas from previous lives, traumas from when you were younger, the behaviors that you've brought with you. Kind of my work things that I've been doing in my work recently in the last couple of years has been about allowing people to take a step out of the chaos of their current existence, out of the chaos of the structures that people feel forced that they're living in, which they're not forced to live in, but you're kind of made to believe that. So a lot of my clients come to me and they're just very normal people that are overworked, overstressed. Families are going crazy, struggles in their marriages, and they just want to escape from that. And they just come, whether it's coming for a Reiki session, whether it's coming for a sound healing session, just to escape, because for those moments that they are in my studio or in my presence, they forget about all that stuff, you know. And that's very rewarding, but it's also it's very rewarding, but it's also very kind of they're just relaxing. And I guess I want them to take that next step in what I can see as possible and actually knowing that they can achieve whatever it is that they want to. And I want to be able to facilitate that, I think the soul contract work really is so eye-opening, having done quite a lot of things. And it's structured. It's so structured. And I've realized I do need a little bit of structure, especially to get the confidence to start something before I really create my own vision and create my own gift of service to the world. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I heard some beautiful things. I'm going to bounce around. It feels very good when you're seeing other people realize their gifts. So you're helping people actualize and see their potential, their gifts, and what they're here to do, see their goals. And another star was that you need structure to give you the confidence so that your gifts can flow through. So you need a structure, that balance between masculine and feminine there. And so you deciding what that feels like for you allows you to surrender to it, because really there's a lot of themes of people feeling trapped. And there's that contrast between the trap of this structure, but then creating your own structure, creating the structure that you feel resonates and that you can let your gifts flow through and your clients' gifts can flow through, because they're not trapped. They're not trapped. They only think they're trapped, and they come to you to escape. But it's like blending the escapism with their actual birthing of a new world. It's not escapism, it's creating something new. You have been through a lot. So it's kind of building it's building. I'm seeing the 11 twos. I don't know if you have those in your charts, but I'm seeing like building and learning from all of these things to create a new structure. And you're seeing that patience, because it's like, when is this going to be done? But you're building all of this wisdom through that. And there's a big theme of empowerment. There's a big theme of empowerment in what you're bringing to people and what you're bringing to yourself, because it feels like what you've gone through has been a lot of disempowerment, hard things, lack of feeling confident, lack of feeling focused, but knowing that there was something and continuing to strive for it. So you bring this perseverance medicine forward. And yeah, the big theme I've mentioned already, this matrix, like this, we are living here, but can we create a different world, a different dimension, and that overlaps with the current system? So you're bringing forth the current system and you're helping people feel confident to realize that. You've used the word actualize and realize. It's making it real. It's bringing it from the ethers down to earth. The word empowering, you use that word a lot. And really you've been just focused on what is my gift. So like the biggest theme I took from it is just structured, grounded, knowing what the bounds are, and then allowing things to flow without needing to figure out too much of the bounds. You just figure out your basics, allow it to flow, and then other people know what their basics are, and then it can flow as well. The last minute here, I'll just go over my notes, see what I've missed here. Yeah, so you talked about what you've been through, but also like bringing that into your clients' work of subconscious patterns, traumas, childhood, past life, and it's that reframing. And what I'm hearing is the word alchemy. It's not just a psychological reframing, it's using that energy, which is essentially what we do with the karma patterns here with the soul contract, is like using that vital energy and unlocking it. There's like an unlocking through this alchemy that you're producing here. And that word chaos, that chaos, again, there's like escapism. No, we don't want to escape. We want to bring it and alchemize it and land it in the body with structures and surrender flow, that balance between the masculine and feminine, and the confidence that makes it all possible. I keep coming back to that word structure. There's something that you finally decide, and that can change, but we're coming back to what is my foundation that I'm standing on so that I can feel comfortable. And so maybe just regularly asking self, what's that foundation? And does that need to be edited? Maybe seasonally, whatever.
I love that. Amazing.
Yay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. It gives you food for thought when you don't know what to say and then something comes through, and then just hearing how that's received almost makes more sense than when you said it.
Yeah, I see the patterns in people.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna go. I'll just go ahead then, if
Yeah,
you're
you go
ready.
ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start out by the lens of what I understand through my soul contract. Actually, no, I'm going to start out by saying that I see patterns because we just talked about that. I really seem like I can go like tee, 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 like a computer, like an alien computer sometimes, and it's almost too much when I'm not doing something with it. If I'm just like at a party or like I'm not being creative and working in service, not working at a whatever 3D job. I'm like overwhelmed with the amount of information and energy that's coming to me. And it can lead to a lot of depression, suicidal ideation very easily, high nervous system responses, like very extreme. But when I'm doing things like listening and decoding and like providing like organization of information and like using my intuition and connecting with people, it feels so good. And it feels like yeah, it's like that's what makes me feel good. Um, I like thinking, and I back to the soul contract. My karma is in the eights, which is grounding in the body. A lot of intellectual information, a lot of energetic, emotional, spiritual information. But when I can ground in my body and touch the earth. Like I work with herbs. It's one of the things I do. And people just, Vanessa, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. You're so good at it. And it's like, okay, but making it into a business is now what I'm really working at because it was like, I just want to touch the earth and make products. Now I have to go sell them to people and relate to people. So, yeah, learning to do that, to achieve and to feel worthy of that, learning how to let love in, super realizing that since our training. Like, wow, I thought I was a loving person, but there's so much more that I'm not letting in. And I think that in the past, I've definitely helped people feel like they belong. People who were weird and didn't belong anywhere. That was like, those were my people. So I think I give people those safe, grounded spaces to belong. And people have told me I give them permission. I give them permission to be themselves because I was so weird and wacky. They were like, oh, like I can be a little weird and wacky too. Look at what she's doing and she's looking great. And that was one of the most beautiful compliments. I've heard that a few times, and it's one of the most beautiful compliments I've ever heard is like I give people permission, or inspire someone to do something, inspiring women to do things. I'm really big on the medicine of the voice because I've gotten in a lot of trouble for my speech, a lot of trouble for like what I say and how I communicate. And I that's in my karma as well, the fives, expression of spiritual truth, right? And yeah, I want to help people express and go deep and like align with their purpose. I love seeing the potential in people, just like you did. And that's in my chart. That's the 19 ones, I think. It's like my and just yeah, reaching their goals. I'm not trying to regurgitate my chart, but really helping people reach and understand their goals and like what they really thrive in feels very good for me. Um, I I I like making people feel comfortable being who they are. And that for me is big in the body, like being naked, being in the earth, being expressive, being um, leading from the truth, uh, and like getting out of victimhood because that's something that I can really fall victim to myself. It's just blaming others. It's like, how do I take radical responsibility, but still balancing that surrender, that feminine energy instead of just like discipline. Like how do I have a devotion? That's like my word for the blend of masculine and feminine is that devotion. And in the last minute here, just want to speak from spirit is just like I hear the word activate. Like I love activating. I was on a dance floor last summer and I was dancing and my eyes were closed and I was just like, wow, like on the ground. And I opened my eyes and there was a semicircle of women around me, all like on their knees as well. And I was just like, whoa, like I felt like my yoni was like activating them. And I was like, whoa, when I get out of my way and I just let spirit flow through, I look batshit crazy, but it activates women. It really does. And I think that it can activate men too, but it's a little bit different because I have to learn the boundaries between like clients and sexuality. Like I find myself attracted to like so many people, and it's like I need to like I can love them without wanting to be sexual with them. So it's hard for me when it comes to men. So leaky energy is big too. Yeah, cool.
Amazing. Are you finished?
I think so. We're at
Yeah, just on
4.
time too. Wow. So thank you for sharing that. And I'll just say there's something so authentic about you, so real. And what comes across is that you really want to bring out that exact journey that you've been through and finding your voice and expressing it and being your weird self and not caring about what anyone else thinks and giving other people the confidence to be able to do the same, and just checking in with who I am, who I really am, what I feel, and being okay with expressing that to the world without feeling like anyone or anything is going to put you down. And I think there's such a call for that at the moment where people are feeling stuck and they're not expressing who they really are. So I'm just going to go through some of the notes here. You're really good at seeing patterns. So you mentioned like you're like a PC. So based on everything you've been through, being able to look at someone else and what's going on in their life and noticing where the patterns are is really a gift, which you'll be able to. And I think the soul contract work is so amazing with that, isn't it? Because it helps with those patterns and giving that feedback. You're very intuitive. So not only are you be able to use the structure and see the patterns, but you can also provide the feedback in such a beautiful, flowing, divine, authentic, and vulnerable way to other people. So not only are they receiving the information, but they're feeling the information. And that's an activation piece. You really are activating other people because you're talking to something so much deeper than what words can ever express. Yeah, and that's you mentioned about kind of information coming in and overwhelming you, because it needs to be that flow. It's coming in and it needs to go out. It needs an outlet, because getting stuck in the body they're just flowing around and they're just festering in the body, isn't it? So it's that expression of everything that's coming through you out into the world, and whether if you might have a really good platform to do that, through your voice, that needs to be seen, creating this group dynamic of people that will come and hear what you're saying. And maybe there's writing, when you can't always talk and express what's coming through, it's writing, whether that's writing a book, a journal, and allowing that to come out in different ways. Just going through some other notes here. You're working with herbs and you want my understanding is that you want to bring that into a business. So is that actually selling products?
I do
Yeah,
sell products, but it's like
yeah.
taking it to that next level of consistency.
Yeah, it's almost like being able to sell this product, but provide a divine message around it and how that can help people. And there's a very grounding effects with that, isn't it? Kind of like we discussed with mine, it's just bringing you right into the present moment with what you're doing, and using those amazing, beautiful herbs of yours. It is because it's something tangible that you provide, and then there's also this intangible divine flow that you also have such a good way of bringing across. You really bring things across in a way that makes people go, wow, I can really, really feel that.
Thank you. I felt that.
Giving permission again. Yes, sometimes people just need to see someone else that's been there, that's lived through it, to feel like it's okay for them to do the same. I mean, how often do we need advice from other people? Just to go, I've been there, I've done that, I see you, I hear you, I feel that. Um, it's such a big catalyst to get people to take the next step in their life, isn't it, when they feel stuck? So I love that what you mentioned about permission, because I think we all need that sometimes. We forget that we actually have the ability to do whatever it is that we want to do. Um, so I do, there's just something about you speaking and just your voice being heard in communities, on social media, wherever that is, just people need to hear certain things that's just going to change their whole day. Um, and change their lives. They might be thinking about making a very important decision on a morning, and they hear you say something because you're coming from such a authentic place. And there we go. They've got that clarity, that permission, that you've given to them. And it is grounding. It's such a grounding, you've got such a grounding presence, even though you can see that you are channeling such amazing divine information through, but you can then bring it through in such a grounding, safe way for others. Um, yeah, getting out of victimhood. Yeah, I mean that's such a big thing, and there's so many people that okay, we time to wind up. Uh, People that's living in that. I think there's a lot less people living there now, and yeah, the way that you're able to share and show people that they can be their true authentic self, and they have full control of what it is that what they want to put out into the world. They don't need to be victims, and it's you need to be brave to do that, don't you? As someone doing that, you need to be so brave to go, do you know what? I've got this. I'm not going to be a slave to my struggles anymore. I've got this, and I just really think that your voice needs to be heard. It is a really powerful voice, so amazing.
Thank you so much, Kelly. I really, really, really felt that. I
It's a
really
pleasure.
appreciate that. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Oh, wow. I love this group.
It's awesome.
It is.
Uh,
Oh, thank you so much. Do we go back to the other room now? Oh, I gotta stop this.
do we leave this room then?
I think so. Yes.
Did you
Okay.
record that?
I recorded my part. I didn't record your
Okay,
part.
good. No, that's fine because I totally forgot.
Okay, okay.
Sorry.
But I can, if you want, I can send you a video on WhatsApp of
Don't
what I
worry.
said
I've
again.
I've recorded everything. Okay.
Ah,
Oh,
yes, because
awesome.
we can
Perfect.
catch that, can't we?
Yeah.
Thanks, David.
Yeah. So come back
Thanks,
to the main
Nicholas.
room, guys. Click on leave breakout room. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Not the blue button. Okay.
The spiritual into the physical. It took me a long time because of being in the physical world and trying to align with the physical world. And now my soul destiny doing this work is really to come full force into saying, how do I bring the spiritual world into the physical world in a way that can reach people, particularly in the corporate environment or people who are in transition, and using my vast access and training like you in the spiritual world to really apply to people to help their lives be different. And when I say people, I also include animals and the planet. So my work in working, I'll work with people and animals, or animals and their people, to make their lives better. And one of my passions is also working with the divine feminine, with women who find themselves in the corporate world who want to expand that, and also men in the corporate world who want to expand that. So um, I'm looking forward to this work because it isn't as much about, I love what Dave was, what Nicholas was saying, about pushing to find people. It's I'm finding people are finding me. And I have been fighting, but I'm this but I'm a corporate CEO, but I work with animals, but I work with people. And now I'm bringing them all together to work with people and the planet in terms of what's needed. Most of my life, I've been doing very big scale work. I'm looking to be working more individually with people and their animals, which in turn will do big scale work. And because of my background, I have a platform to go out to the larger planet as I do this. Uh, so simply, it's having people and animals live a better life and helping as their energy levels expand, the planet does as well. And to use all my skills and resources to be able to do that. I hid a lot of my abilities for many years. They're not hiding anymore. So let's see if I try and do my gift. My gift of service is the ability to not only translate but apply spirituality, spiritual gifts, spiritual awakenings to individuals, people, and the planet as a whole. And that is a gift of service, and not to make it as hard, not to make it as corporate-y. I've been out there in the world. I've taught leadership in 6 continents, but it's been the kind of pushing it on people. Now I want people to really come to terms with who they are. And that's usually when I've worked with CEOs in the Fortune 500 and presidents and such. They're just people. And to be able to bring a gift of helping them be comfortable with what their true soul purpose is, so they can do their true purpose in the world, will be magnificent. And animals are such a part of our culture, and nature is such a part of our culture. So it's bringing it all together. How are we doing time-wise? Okay.
That's it. You started at 17:08. You got at least another 2 minutes.
Well, I've got about a minute, if that. So it's I'm trying to simplify it each time. Bringing the gifts of spirituality and consciousness and love to people and animals so that they are more fulfilled in finding their soul and their soul journey, or just their next step in this dimension. And do it one person at a time or millions of people at a time as we're raising the vibrational level of the planet. So I'll call that 6 minutes. Yeah, it's 6 minutes.
It's 6 minutes. The other 4 minutes, me feeding back to you.
Yes.
Okay.
And thank you for listening, and thank you for being here.
I absolutely loved listening to you, my dear. So my sense is that you've had a lot of experience out there in the corporate world. You've been a leader, you've taught leaders, and you sort of got the ability to retire, but there's a little part of you, not a little part of you, a big part of you is saying, really, it's just beginning. And that actually what you're wanting to do is to bring spirit into life, into everyday life, and the clientele, so to speak, you're not going to have to push out anymore to find them. They're going to actually begin to be drawn to you and feel your energy. And the theme of your energy is love, creating a better life for humans and animals. And you have experience in terms of your own. You've been actually a psychic since you were small, and on a spiritual, mystical path since you were small. And it's now a time to ground that in a really true, loving way of service, a way in which you will be able to facilitate people living better lives. I think that's probably the summary. I'm not sure there's more, because in essence, it's about bringing spirit into the everyday world for individual people, and possibly for a much larger group, from 1 to millions. Your language.
Thank you. And Nicolas, that just it feels very tingly and very right.
I must say, for the fact that you're an interfaith minister speaks to me profoundly. I'll say something about that in a moment. For me, I'm Jewish, been involved in Kabbalah and Jewish mysticism. Anyway, I'll get on to my turn. So,
Yeah.
but,
No, that's everyone. 1 minute of feedback left. Okay. 1 minute
okay.
feedback left. And one thing I'll say, my company, if you want to look it up, is Everyday Knowings.
Let me write it down.
And when you said everyday life, that resonated with me. Because I've never used that term anymore. And grounding is what I need to do for myself. And that's kind of my karma out there is going, you're not good enough. You can't do this. That spiritual stuff is not.
Snap.
Right.
Same experience.
Thank you. Right. Thank you. Yeah. It's all that old stuff that, it's like, boop, let's have that go away. We don't want that anymore. It's bringing love into everyday life. I love that. Because what I do, what we do isn't magical, isn't out there somewhere. It's, as you know, from your work in spirituality, it's every day. Love is every day. What we do is every day. Being aware of who we are, who others are, listening. It's everyday life. So thank you. That is a true gift. It's a true gift. So let's switch around now. Thank you.
First of all, I've really loved listening to you. I don't quite know what I'm going to say, but I'm going to give you my background. I grew up non-religious Reform Jewish. I went to university and got exposed to a meeting on Sufism, and at that Sufism, I met a Kabbalah teacher who ended up being best man at my wedding and various things, and held my child as a sandik, they call it, holding the child during a circumcision. So he had an important effect on me, but he had no religious context. And then in 74, when I was 20, I'm 5 years older than you, 24, 25, I got exposed to ultra Hasidic Judaism, which is also mystical in essence. And I wrote to my parents saying, I'm leaving medicine, I'm going to be something else, but I didn't. And then since then, I've explored Buddhism, Sufism, Hinduism. I went to see Sai Baba in India. I married my Jewish wife in a Ganesh Sai Baba temple, my second one. So I've been across the board. In the last 20 years, I've worked as a doctor in the ultra Hasidic Jewish world. But also 20 years ago, I got exposed to a place called the Kabbalah Center, which is about Kabbalah mysticism with more of a religious context, but it's open to everybody. It's universal love. It's universal spirit. And I have loved it. I've connected to it, though maybe not well enough. Now, the other thing is I've been involved in complementary approaches to medicine. And for better or worse, I've tried to please people too much and got into trouble with the medical council, and I'm now suspended. And have other issues as well. And those issues have landed me in financial trouble. And so meeting Nicolas in my Mankind Project group, the word I used when he talked about the soul contract work was exciting, and how he's talked now feels exciting. So I will try and speak about my mission, some of which has come into a clearer picture through a relationship I've currently got, albeit the relationship is very difficult in the everyday world. So the relationship with a lady called Sylvie, who herself has been on her own spiritual path, but suffers from bipolar and is currently in a very severe depressive space. But we have touched together a universal love. There's no question we've touched a universal love. And in terms of the mission I mentioned earlier, to create a loving, abundant, sustainable world, I had wanted to do that with her, but at the moment she's totally unable. So I have to honor my own mission to create a loving, abundant for myself and others, which is difficult for me. Sustainable, which is difficult for me, world. And creating places of safety. Well, you and I have one now. Nicolas created one through the soul contract work. I've done a couple of 3 trial readings and they've gone really well with soul contract work. So my mission now, if I just touch myself in this moment, is to connect to the unity of the divine, knowing that it is only loving, totally gracious, totally honorable, and wishing to share that with other people, that quality of love, connectedness, mission, clarity. Sorry, I have a cleaner next door. I'm being all puppet. I think that anything more? Just to trust myself and the divine infinitely more than I have. I've crashed myself by being scammed in hunger for the money, in hunger for, all sorts of things. I haven't listened to the depth of myself. So my mission is to listen to the depth of myself in the way I've just described, and share the depth of myself much more widely. One of the challenges I have had is the form of that, because as a doctor in the Orthodox world, it's very rule bound, and I haven't fulfilled all the rules. So, for example, tonight is Passover. Sorry if it's noisy, just a little bit noisy. Tonight is Passover, and theoretically I shouldn't be driving anywhere, but I will drive to the Kabbalah Center. I'm not fulfilling the rules, but I will go to a place where I feel there is an essence and an opening to the broader spirit. And at this time of year, Passover is about new beginnings, about miracles. And I evoke miracles in my own life and in the lives of people who come to me and speak and share. So I choose to connect to and evoke the miraculous, the beauty, the wonder of life.
Beautiful. And now we're going to switch over from a timing standpoint.
Sounds good. Thank you for
Thank you. I hope that
doing
is
it for me.
recorded. Yes, it is recorded. Excellent.
How do we listen to the record? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I think I have to record it. We'll see how the recording comes back, and then I can send it.
Okay.
So,
Please, before we part, give me your email address. That would be lovely.
I'm sorry?
Before we part, please give me your email address.
Yeah, I'll just do that real quick. Or should I send it to you out of text?
Yeah.
But I'll just put it here, but
That's fine.
and I can get it from Antonia too. So
Sure.
I will go back to you.
Antonia's going to mail it out to you guys, so don't waste time.
Okay, fine. So go on.
Thank you.
Give me my feedback.
I'll give it to you, I guess, two ways. In listening to the depth of myself to evoke a new life, I want my gift of service is to open everybody to the miracle of universal love, abundance, and sustainability. I trust my divine and the divine to support me and to support others. And I will use this trust and knowing of the miracle of life and spirit to be of service, to connect people to the unity of the divine love in a totally gracious and honorable way. Does that make sense? I can't hear you.
It's lovely to have it fed back like that. I think, this is a business little meeting and we're in spirit.
Yeah.
So my trust is that through this connection with Nicolas, with the conscious attention and with this materialization of the spirit, that I will learn how to let go of my worry about abundance or sufficiency or
Yeah.
because
So
I live in a fair bit of fear of falling.
in a separate conversation, from figuring out your story, when I connect with you, I just see you who you are, not your story. And especially with your background, which is so mystical, that if you say, "Hi, I'm Michael, I'm a doctor," or I am here to open you to universal love and abundance, to invoke a new life for you. Let's look at your life. Let's open it up to abundance. Let's open it up to universal love. Let's open it up to connection. You will have people coming in the door.
The question is how I market it, dear Nicolas.
Yeah. But that's this work now.
No, I'm very aware. I'm very aware.
And that's, yeah, in the marketing more. But the story is you're so powerful and you're so gifted and you radiate that message that when people come to you, they're not, unless you tell them, they're not going to hear your story, unless you want to share it with them. They will.
I think I'd only share it in appropriate context.
Yeah, they will hear your heart. And we have the gift of age where people think we know something, or we have the gift of sage, and you have credentials being a doctor. So the fact that I almost like you had people come to you as a doctor. Let's look at your story. Let's look at your story. Let's look at your history, so that we can figure out how best to create a new life for you.
That's exactly what I want to do. I cannot tell you how much I want to do that. Nicolas, you're listening, you know me. I want it from the bottom of my heart, and I am beginning to trust it more. I think the word is beginning.
I would have to believe as a doctor when somebody comes in, like I'm going to have knee surgery in a couple of weeks. And so they have to go, how is your heart? How is your breathing? What are you doing now? How is your food? And you have a way of asking questions. I mean, that's been your business. So together, let's ask some questions to explore your life, what got you here, what may have gotten in your way, and how to evoke a new life that's really focused on your soul's journey. And as Nicolas has talked about, once you get one, you'll get another. Since I started doing this training, I get almost 3 new clients a day. They just come in from nowhere. And I just, I keep getting referrals, and I'm keeping, and people who haven't, they're coming in from very strange places. So I believe as you start opening up this energy, not only will your reputation support it, your energy, people are going to be, I want to have what happened to you? How did that happen to you? Because you have that incredible gift to warm into for yourself. I love this, loving abundance. People are yearning for that. Connection, universal love, trust, and you're back. And this is a thought. You were sharing with me your credentials, and you might consider sharing with me your faith. Now that sounds a little funny.
Can I comment?
Yeah, please. Oh, please.
As we speak, that faith is being connected to. In an everyday life, I don't find it easy. I don't wake up cheerful, even though there's a prayer in the Jewish religion, thank you for bringing my soul back to me today. I don't feel it so much in the morning. I'm feeling it now in connection with you in this context. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving this moment. I'm feeling the love in this moment. I'm full of gratitude in this moment. I just need to know how to take it into the rest of my day so that I can manifest it abundantly and lovingly.
Beautiful. And we're being called back into the room.
Okay. It was magical. I just both ways. I loved being part of what you did, and I loved your reflection of me. And
Thank you, dear. It's my joy and blessing.
And just tell me briefly your email.
Heather@everydayknowings.com.
Okay, lovely.
Other guys are just finishing. Okay.
Great exercise, Nicholas.
Oh, you might like that.
Oh, I'm going to speak for a moment here for you. Maybe you could use this for a testimonial. I just absolutely admire the community that you've brought together that is accessible through whether it's these free webinars or the paid trainings. I feel so solid in community and seen, and I'm seeing other people feeling so solid in community and seen and activating themselves. So I want to thank you for putting this business together and leading from your soul, because it's so activating for us as well.
That's the idea. Okay.
That was magical, Nicholas. That was utterly magical.
I thought you might enjoy that. I think Carla is stuck. I'm just gonna. The rooms are going to close in a minute. So, just briefly, because we're running about 15 minutes late. You okay to go 15 minutes longer? Because you guys can manage that because you were into it. I didn't want to stop that. Okay, just a few brief words. How was that? While Carla comes back. Yeah, it's okay.
Activating and felt inspiring and felt very visceral. Like the inspiration was just like blasting from my heart.
Good. Next one.
Yeah, that was quite amazing to hear your voice through someone else. It almost makes it lands deeper hearing it from someone else than when it comes from you.
It's the idea.
And it also surprised me how easy the feedback was to give compared to actually providing the information to your partner.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was, and I'll pick up on Michael's word. It was magical, and the visceral was surprising to me of how it really literally landed and how much it was being transmitted back to me.
Yeah.
And how my gobbledygook actually started making sense.
Yep.
And becoming clearer. So thank you.
That was the point of it. Okay.
I think the same goes for me. The same goes for me. I think the challenge I have is translating it into the next moment once we close the video, to close this connection down, taking it into my life so that I can become it and draw and share what it is I have to share in essence.
Okay, very good. I think Carla's dropped off. She might come back, but we're going to continue. All right. Let me just share the screen again.
Again, it did carry a magical quality both ways, both listening to Heather and being reflected by Heather.
Yeah, well, you're witnessing each other, you see, so it's very powerful.
At a different level to a normal level, completely different. I tell funny stories sometimes. It's not at that level.
No, this is completely different. Okay, so you've got a clarity on your gift of service, guys. So the next question is, who is my audience, or who is your audience? Because you got to give it to someone. All right. So we're going to do another more pair work. I'll go through this quickly. So basically, when we first start this sort of work, we say, is there anybody out there? I'm taking this big risk. I'm going to go and do this work. So we got to get clear. You got to get focused. Getting focused on your gift of service, but you got to get focused on who is going to take that gift of service and love it, and exchange energy in the form of money for it. Okay. So what is the gender, age range, income level, because the more focused you are on this, I want you to write these down, because you're going to talk about this very shortly. What is the level of consciousness? Are they asleep? Just starting to wake up? Been at this a long time? Somewhere in the middle? What degree of commitment do they have to the spiritual path? Is it part-time or is completely everything in their life? How spiritually evolved are they? It's sort of similar to the level of consciousness. Okay. Because they may have done a lot of work on themselves, or they may have just started. Where do they hang out? Very important question. Where do these people hang out? Because you've got to find out where they hang out in order to share your gift with them. Okay. So you've probably got some partial or complete idea who these people may be. So even if it's just partial, it's fine, because the main thing is just to start, because your higher self with a visionary template, it knows exactly who these people are. I'll give you an example who mine are. 80% of our people are women, professional women from 30 to, I don't know, 80 probably, the most. Okay. They have a medium to high level of income, and they tend to spend as much as they can afford on what they do. They commit everything to it. Okay. They've been most of them have been on the path for a long time. Some are just waking up, but totally committed. Okay. And they hang out, they watch YouTube, they come on these webinars, they read the book. Okay. They watch Gaia. And they are looking for serious answers. Okay. I call them the spiritual professionals. They'll give it whatever it takes. They are not beginners. They've been around the block quite a few times. And they want the really good stuff. That's who our audience is. Okay. All right. So, okay. Carla's back. Good. All right. So we're going to do the same exercise again, but this time you've got, say, 5 minutes to talk about who you think they are at the moment. The main thing is just to start talking. Welcome back, Carla. Who you think they are, and answer these questions as best you can, and maybe a couple of minutes just to, and your partners to write it down, okay? All right, so we can do the same thing again. So Carla,
same partners?
Do you guys want to change?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I love being with you, Heather, but just maybe.
Let's do a change then. We'll do a change, because then it changes the energy. So I don't want you getting too familiar with each other, you see, because then you can.
Can I be with Kelly?
Okay, you can. Okay. So we have Michael and Kelly can be together, and then Vanessa and Heather, and Carla, you can go in with Vanessa and Heather, and we'll give you, if you're happy to go another 15 minutes, I'll give you 20 minutes, but I've got to take feedback and say a few other things, so to integrate you at the end. Okay. All right, so stay focused, people, 20 minutes, and remember to turn your recordings on as well, okay? So you're in.
You told me, I think.
So I was talking Afrikaans then.
I know you were.
Yeah. But before I moved to the UK, I was in Johannesburg.
No, fair enough. I was in Cape Town.
Yeah. The holiday destination of Africa.
You got it. You got it. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, can do. Let me find my record. There we go. Okay, so who is my audience? This is another thing I'm working on that I find quite difficult actually, because I know streamlining is really good, and it allows you to kind of focus on your audience. And then when I'm streamlining, I'm thinking about who I'm leaving out. So I guess that's something I've been working on. But in terms of gender, yeah, it would be woman. And that's from past experience as well with the work that I do. I tend to get more women that come and see me. And so Yeah, I wouldn't say that would be my focus point, but that the reality of it um is that if I look at all my clients, 89% would be female. So that would be where I'd focus on. Age-wise, I would say from ages 35 to 75. Um, Again, I think that's when people really start looking at what it is that they want to take into their future. Um, they start questioning things, don't they? And equally, just the kind of people that reach out to me now are between those age brackets. Um, Income level, I would probably say, what's the right word for it? Your medium income bracket. Um, yeah, probably not people that would be spending quite a lot of money, but equally people would need to have some income after paying all the bills to be able to do this, to delve deeper into this kind of thing. It's quite difficult, this, I find. It's yeah, it's quite in your face a little bit to it almost feels a bit judging, isn't it? When you do this type of thing. So level of consciousness, I would definitely say people that are starting to wake up. So a lot of my clients currently are more people, I would say, that are just trying to chill out from the world. But I wouldn't say they're yet quite on the path. Whereas the other side of the coin, some of my clients are just starting to walk that path. So I think new to um, their journey, their spiritual journey, but curious. Um, yeah, that's who I would say in terms of level of consciousness, commitment to spiritual path. No, I'd say people are still probably on the fence. Um, yeah, and they might need a little bit more convincing of the awareness that they now are having, that this is real. And they almost need to feel it. So they need proof. They need proof that this is where they're going. How spiritually evolved, I think that kind of ties in um with the one before that. And if you can almost prove and almost show them just by what you're doing how amazing it is on this journey, that the commitment will be there. They will almost one day feel one way, the next day they're like, this is absolutely for me. Well, where has this been all of my life? Um, and off they go on their journey. Where do they hang out? I think it's people that are very much um, doing the school run, going down to the local pub with their husbands, um, you know, taking a holiday, to your typical holiday destinations. Yeah. People in the corporate world that might be thinking about, I'm not happy here, what do I do next? So yeah, I think that would kind of be where they're hanging out.
Right.
Is that okay, Michael?
Sounds brilliant, my dear. Sounds brilliant. So you want the feedback?
Yeah, that would be lovely.
So your target audience tends to be, I'm fascinated how you got to 89% of women, the precision figure.
I know, I felt like 90 was too much.
And they're aged 35 to 75. And their income is sort of relatively medium, but they've got to have enough to put into this sort of work on top of the everyday expenses. And they're people who are really coming to a point of waking up in their life. They're relatively new to their spiritual journey. and they have been people to some extent on the fence, and they need to find their way, and they need to feel empowered and somehow convinced and feel some sort of proof of a spiritual process. And they're sort of building a commitment. They haven't got to a commitment. They're trying to discover what it might imply to be committed. And who are they? They're mums on the school run, mums with their husband going to pubs on holidays, and the corporate world who's suddenly a bit uncomfortable in themselves and looking for something different, more fulfilling.
Amazing, yeah. And I love listening back to that. It's just, there's just something so different about receiving the information, isn't there, than talking it.
It is actually very different. You know, it's like you hear yourself in a way you hadn't heard yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Right. Thank you for that.
Pleasure. Pleasure. So I'm much more uncertain, so I'm going to see what comes out from my mouth because I really have no answer to any of those questions. So gender, I mean, for me, it's mixed. I don't mind whether it's men or women coming to me. I have connections to both groups, possibly more men, probably more men, but still both groups, more men, but both groups. Age range, I can start a bit younger and go all the way through. So maybe mid-20s on to as old as you want. I'm open. I'm open. I am open. I think in terms of income level, a bit like you, medium and above, because you have to not worry about investing in this personal growth. I need not to feel that I'm taking money from them, which is going to damage them in any way. Level of consciousness. Well, again, okay, that's a good question. I'm able to facilitate a beginning of a path, but I'm also happy to walk with people who've already started the path. I've been on different path forms, and I'm beginning, and I think the word is beginning, and Nicolas, you've helped. I'm beginning to see a more universal consciousness, which is beyond the forms. So it's interesting, this Passover that I'm just going to participate in, I'm going into the Kabbalah Center, which is one form tonight, and then later I'm going into the ultra-Orthodox world, which is another form. It's a harder form for me because though I've explored it, it's not my inner commitment, this ultra-Orthodox world, certainly not at this moment. Their level of consciousness, yeah, as I say, different stages. Their level of commitment, okay, I mean, for me, this quality of commitment hasn't been easy either, because I've judged myself as not being committed enough to the Jewish world or even to the Kabbalah world, because I'm in different worlds, or have been in different worlds. So a commitment to a broader consciousness world is maybe something I'm discovering through this soul contract work, where it doesn't matter what form it takes. It doesn't matter what form it takes. To enter into consciousness does not require form, which is why it is at this consciousness, this love and unity is at the core of all religions, in essence. It's at the core of all religions. It's the core of all spiritual searching. And that's actually the truth is that's my place in the world. And it's going to be a challenge because my main group that I can access most easily is the ultra-Orthodox world. And I don't quite know how I'm going to translate this universal consciousness for them. I don't quite know how I'm going to translate this universal consciousness for them. I'd like to be guided about that, what to say, how to market it. And then lastly, where are they? As I say, one group will be here around me in the Orthodox Jewish world. Maybe the Kabbalah Center world, which is much broader, there might be a place for that. There might be a place for that. I'd be intrigued to know whether I could find a place within the context of the Kabbalah Center for this spiritual contract work. I'd also have to know how to formulate it, to offer it to them. Beyond that, anybody who comes.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for listening.
Okay.
Thank you for evoking Nicolas, thank you for evoking the questions.
So my feedback.
Your feedback.
I heard that who is your audience? So you really don't mind. You feel that you'll probably be working more with males. However, you are very open to working with any males, females, anyone really. So you're open to mix, but you feel like you'll probably be attracting more males. Probably looking age group from around the mid-20s to older, not really putting a boundary on that. In terms of income level, people who probably have a medium and above income level, have some money to spend on their personal growth and an interest on their personal growth. In terms of level of consciousness, you would probably enjoy facilitating the beginning, those people entering the path, but also those who have been on this path for some time. So you have a mix of different audiences that would be coming to you for this. The commitment to the spiritual path. So from what I could understand and what I picked up is definitely people that have a broader way of thinking to the normal day-to-day way of thinking. And they probably are at their core, they love and unity and community and sharing is at their core. And it doesn't matter what religion they are in. It doesn't matter their choosing. At the core, if there's love and unity, they will be attracted to working with you. And you would be attracted to working with them. In terms of how spiritually evolved, same thing. It's just people that know there's more out there. There's a deeper meaning to life, something a golden thread that connects us all. And they'll be drawn to working with you, and you'd be drawn to working with them too. Where do they hang out? So you've got the Orthodox spiritual world that you belong to and that you work with. And although it's trying to understand how you might package that and verbalize the offering, that is a demographic that you'd be able to tap into, as well as the Kabbalah Center. And I imagine both those worlds would be absolutely open to this kind of work because you would be bringing it across to them with that love and unity in mind, which is at the core of so many religious practices and religious offerings. So again, a lovely place to be able to tap into to offer this work. With all the other stragglers that will just be popping on your door and wanting a piece of this.
Thank you, thank you. It's a lovely mirror.
It's my pleasure.
I'm loving the South African accent.
Oh, do you know what? I'm just going to stop recording. So I do meditations and stuff as well. So sometimes I'm talking quite a lot to my clients and they love it. And I don't get it because to me the South African accent is so thick, It's not very romantic if you ask me.
It's 12 years of my life, my dear. So it's like it's like a home from home. And
Yeah.
my second wife, sadly, who's coming to visit next Monday, but is South African.
Is she?
Yeah.
Where are you now, Michael? Are you in South Africa?
No, I'm in London
You're in
town. In
London.
Stamford Hill, if you've heard of it. It's a very nice Orthodox world.
Stanford Hill. I don't know. I don't know down south too well.
No, it's north. It's north or North London.
North London.
Where are you?
I'm in West Yorkshire,
Oh,
so
that's
I'm
a
up
bit
north.
further. It's a different world.
Yeah, yeah.
A different world.
I'm in the country.
You
So
are.
when we decided to move to the UK, that was that was on my checklist. The quintessential country life was what I wanted to experience. And we came to a beautiful little village called Holmfirth, which is last of the summer wine country. If you ever watched that on TV.
I have once or
Um,
twice, yeah.
yeah, so this is where it was filmed. So that's what Holmfirth is known for. But it's beautiful. I mean, you look out the window, it doesn't matter which direction, and it's beauty all around. And lots of grey skies.
I'm lucky also. I've got beauty all around. I live overlooking two reservoirs. So I've
Oh,
got
wow.
the views of the water, the green, and also the whole of London is from my balcony.
Oh, that's lovely. Really lovely. And it's funny. So you said you lived in South Africa for 12 years.
Indeed.
Yes. And that accent, because you sound so South African to me.
Do I really?
You do.
I don't think people comment anymore. My daughter still sounds like South African.
Yeah.
She lives in America.
But British people always say to me, "Oh, you speak the Queen's English. You sound like you speak the Queen's English." And I always thought that was strange because I'm obviously not, from the Queen's country. But you've also got that. When I first heard you, I thought, "Oh, yeah, I wonder if you're in South Africa still or what?" Because you do sound like I can hear it. I've met people that's been in South Africa for a 3 month working stint, and there's just something you can hear.
I left only 23 years ago. I left.
Wow. Well, that's a long time ago. Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear the South African in you.
It's still alive in me, one way or the other.
Yes. Well, thank you for that, Michael.
Likewise. Do you have an email address, Kelly?
I do. It's kcombe, so it's KC.
Yeah.
OMBE, yes, and the number 33.
Yeah.
@gmail.com.
And that's your age, right?
I wish. I do love the number and I live by it. Maybe I'll claim that for the rest of my life.
Record. There we go. Great.
Okay, cool. Would you like to go first?
Sure. Do you mind? Or is that
I don't mind. Yeah.
Okay. So, great. Thank you. This is fun. Gender, usually female, and occasionally somewhat enlightened men. Men kind of show up, and I love it when they do. I go after women primarily. Age, I love that 30 to 80. I tend to be more 30. I get people my age. Um, but it's more like 65. I find when they get a little bit older, many of them don't have the funds is actually why. And the level of income, and again, similar, my market is similar. People who have income where they can spend on what I do. I have a horrible tendency, and it's in my chart, not horrible, but to do much for a discounted, and I'm working on that's a real thing for me to work on is to get paid for what I do. That's a real challenge for me right now. I will do, particularly for my animal work, I'll do what I call a friends and family rate, which is an angel rate of $111, which is low. But my income needs to get higher. And also because I'm dealing a lot with, in the corporate world, I used to literally charge thousands of dollars per hour for my coaching work. Now I can charge like 500, but in this market, it's more like 300 or 200. So it's been I'm still kind of working on in this work, what's the right level and how does it vary depending on what I'm doing? So for it's the product offering, so I still have to work on product pricing. But I have learned if people don't have money, then I'm probably not the right person with them, or they can go to a class. Level of consciousness. I like people who are open, but they don't have to be. Or sometimes in the corporate world, they know something, or maybe they've gone to a tarot reader or something. So I like people who are kind of open, but don't have to be all the way advanced. I find this work, like for my friends, it's like people have to be ready for this particular work that we're doing. But I like opening and willing to open more or wanting to open more. So curious, I like people who are curious. Um, Commitment to a spiritual path. Yes, that's my favorite. People are going, how do I do this? Something is awakening in them and they're going, oh, teach me more, teach me more. And so, or tell me more. I like the teaching. And I've had great success with people who are kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing, to really moving through aggressively. So I like that. How spiritually evolved? This is what I'm working on. I generally am challenged by people who are spiritually evolved. And I want to clarify that because um, when I get people who think they know everything, I'm not the best person for them. And I bump into, I will call it wounded healers or people who are looking to evolve, but they're like, I can do that. I know that. I know that. And they're like, I have evolved. I'm enlightened. And I'm like, well, I guess you don't need me. So I don't say quite that way. But that's a kind of a challenge for me. So it's more like people who are spiritually involved and like us kind of go, but I want to learn more. I don't know, I need more. So, um, spiritually I would rather say spiritually engaged, who are open to learning. Where do they hang out? I'm working on that too. Um, I belong to a number of women leader networks, and a lot of those folks are terrified of this work. But I still kind of find myself there because they find me. And so I kind of get to the people who are most interested. Because a lot of my work is with animals, and animals bring me people. So it might be in an animal shelter or an animal call. People say, wow, you did that with your animal. Could you help me too? So I love the fact that I'm working with animals to bring me clients, and I want to expand other places. I haven't done that much in social media. I've done some. It hasn't been time. So I'm hoping from this workshop, I will reinvent. I've done a lot of marketing, but I've had to work on my message.
So just so you know, like about 30 more seconds.
Okay, I think that's it.
Okay. Well, that's good timing. Let me just make that one more note. Okay. Okay. So what popped out majorly for me was that you're challenged by spiritually evolved people who know it all. I really, really think that's very interesting that you mark that down. because you want the spiritually engaged. You want the people who know but want to know more. Basically, I heard the word, you want coachable people. And so I'm hearing you work that into your message. You want coachable people who want to learn, not people who want to teach you. And then actually having, that boundary. Animals bring you people. I really, really like this. I think that can actually be worked into a marketing plan as well. Something happening with whatever that is. But I starred that because it made my heart pop when you said that. And when you said you have to work on marketing, that's, I think, a good aftermath of those 2 points, because it's like, okay, like defining who you want to work with and how you want to work there, and then not having to commit to it forever, but even doing like a campaign where it's like, okay, for a year, I'm going to actually work at what markets I'm currently in, for example, the animal, and see if I can develop a product around that, price it for this point, because I have a lot of understanding of this clientele, and it will help me go through the motions of marketing, pricing, communication, etc. And then after that campaign is done, then you can expand to your next ideal client or dream client avatar. Because when at the beginning you were talking about like, okay, females, sometimes men, sometimes 30 to 80, 60, 65, like don't have a lot of funds. It was very fuzzy when you're coming from your habit. When you really started coming from like who you're actually around right now, it seems like you have an anchor in the real world, and that can like flow through to especially give you practice with the marketing, the pricing, like I said, that kind of grounds you. I really liked what really popped up when it sounded like it was really flowing, was when you were talking about like really describing the personality of the people: open, curious, willing to learn more. So like making that note of like, hey, these are the people I'm looking for. When I meet people like that, that's when I can like go into business mode. But when I'm meeting people who are talking at me and saying, oh yeah, I'm into spirituality, but like, let me tell you everything. It's like, if you don't feel like you can insert your medicine, it's like, it's not really the place for you. So holding that energetic space for your dream clients to come in, those people are open, curious, willingness. They don't necessarily have to have spiritual history, as you said. It helps, but not really. When they're willing and eager and there's those aggressive learners, that's who you're looking for. You're looking for people who want what you have. And that's what I really hear you saying. There's a lot of people out there who are saying they're evolved, but they don't want what other people have. So what are they really looking for? It's not what you have. Okay. And in the last minute, let me just look through my notes. Oh, you're working on getting paid for what you do. I think like what it feels like is just once you anchor it in and you have your limits. Like I actually recently wrote a not to-do list, and I wrote, I do not give my services for free, because I'll give it at a discounted rate now. I have a 50% off code while I'm building my business, but I'm not giving them for free anymore, because then I'm just going to be stuck in that energetic pattern, and that's not moving me forward. So having your like non-negotiables with like what you're offering can kind of keep you centered. And it might be uncomfortable, to say, sorry, I don't give free offerings, but I do have a 25% off code, or I do have even like an application, like an actual application for people struggling, but they have to take the accountability to go through it. And it's that's their investment, so that you know that they're serious and they're not just looking for someone to listen to them. A lot of people are looking for therapists for free, and they find those in the spiritual world. But that's not you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you. Perfect. Perfect. Exactly what I needed. Thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. It was great.
Excellent. Just what I needed. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Now you.
Mine. Okay, where's my list here? I'm gonna have to help from spirit here. According to my soul contract, I've had it read, and I'm supposed to bring spiritual information to the earth and make it accessible to people. So with that, I think that means is people who like aren't like super versed in spirituality and all of that. It's like the people who are waking up, want to wake up, but don't have all the lingo. That's what my soul contract says, I think, anyway. I like Who do I actually like talking to? Like, yeah, when I think about it, I think about like quote unquote middle-aged people who are looking for someone who can relate to them. Like I grew up in the restaurant industry. I grew up working with middle-aged businessmen in a professional setting, serving them. So I know how to talk to a wide group of people. I can anyway, but I'm looking for people who want to listen to me as well. Um, Coachable is nice, although this is a very hard question for me. I'm looking for passion. I'm looking for passion and depth, like people willing to go there, go into the spaces, um, take accountability, take responsibility, see those shadows in themselves, and the people who trust me. Oh, that's the word. It's trust. Because if someone trusts me, then they'll listen. Even if they're a talker, even if they're a know-it-all, if they trust, they're gonna go, she's saying something to me. She's feeling me. So I'm looking for people. Yeah, it's that heart connection. Um, oh, looking for people who, yeah, they want to invest, they have the money. I am now that I'm growing a business, I'm not looking to do things for free anymore. I'm looking for people to pay money. I'm looking for people who are responsible for taking care of their schedule. On my Calendly I just made, it took me a whole day to figure that app out. And I said it's non-refundable and I need 2 whole days of notice to change the appointment. Like I'm not running a free service here. I'm not running a hangout. This is my business. This is what I've spent my life doing. I guess like a recognition of like I find myself always being like the young person in a group, even though I'm getting older, I always feel like the baby. And I want people who see the inspiration in my youth, not the unknowing, like not assuming that I don't know. I want people to see like you know what you're doing um because you've been through a lot and I have been through a lot. So I actually really like working with men and women. I often more work with women. I feel like more women are telling me that, like giving me positive feedback. But I like the first person who booked a session with me for Soul Contract is my old client who is a man. I reached out to him and I was like, I know you want this, because he's willing and he wants to figure it out. That's it. It's like people who want to figure it out, people who want to figure it out, and benefit from all those ideas. Because although like in my last exercise I'm providing, okay, 1 more minute, oh no, like 2 more minutes, I'm providing safe spaces for things to land, that's part of my gifts. I also am providing a lot of information. So, I can work with people's pace. That's not what I'm saying. But like people who want to like those aha moments and then who want to go and figure it out and do the homework. That's a big thing. Doing the homework, that accountability. I want people who are accountable for signing up, for showing up, and then for going and doing something about it. Because I like to see those seeds that I'm planting grow. I don't like to see them just drying up on the concrete, you know? And that is going to be achieved by charging a price. And if they don't want to do the homework after they've charged a price, well, at least my bills are paid at the end of the day, you know? But when I'm giving free sessions to people and free work, and I'm trying to save other people and save my friends and overcommit myself to their issues, I'm not working on my business. So again, I've recently set some, like I told you, my not to do list, and it was one of them was with a particular friend who I love very dearly, and she has a lot of challenges, and I love to come to the rescue. And it was like, nope, I don't talk to her when I'm working or when I have other things to do. That was a specific line I had to draw, and I already exercised it, and I only wrote this list a couple of days ago, and it felt good. It felt a little bit hard to say, nope, sorry, not available, but I'm not available. I'm at work. So taking myself seriously, there is this like, I take myself seriously, but I also take my heart, is a balance between, here it is, the balance between being light and coachable and malleable and like, let's play, but also taking this life seriously. There's like a balance. And I like the line between those two. Like we're being serious, but like, it's really not that hard. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's it.
Beautiful. Thank you. Oh, I love that. Thank you. That was very, very insightful for me too. And I said, thank you.
Oh, good.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love that, the light and serious, because a lot of the work, especially when you're working with men or whomever, it's this stuff, and the light is connecting us because it's the energy, and it's fun, and it's love, and it's serious, and it's doing the work. So I love that to you. I love about being people who are accessible to you, that are waking. I love this, that are waking up and want to know. Um, there's so much of that right now. There's such an, I don't know what's going on, especially at that mid-age range. They've flipped around, they're 35 plus 40, and they're going, what happened? And so that makes it a broader group for you. Professional setting, I love the professional setting. Um, I want them to listen to me. And I think that's something that you might do as part of your marketing, that people who are willing to listen. I've done a sole contract for somebody who didn't want to listen. It doesn't work. Why am I wasting my time? So the listening, I think, is key. Um, I love the passion will go there. I think the will go there. I'm looking for somebody who will go there. This do not walk gently into this good night. It's just don't come to me if you're not going to make a difference. I think that's huge. Um, to trust you and make that heart connection. I love that about it. It is action oriented, and you have the ability. It's kind of like going to, a therapist or going to the gym. If you don't want to do the work, don't come to this gym. Don't waste your money. It's almost a don't waste your money. Not in that attitude, but it's like, we're going to do this. Are you ready to go? Otherwise, I'm not your person. I take this seriously. Uh, I love the growing the business, that you're just serious. You're doing it. It's non-refundable. Yes. Um, I think you can use your young person energy and I think you will do really well with businessmen, because they really, when I used to coach to a lot of Fortune 500 CEOs, they would talk to me because they weren't afraid of talking to a woman. That still exists. They will tell you more. They will be more open. They will tell you things they can't tell anybody else in a good way. How do I work with my daughter? How do I work with my wife? What am I doing? Am I working too hard? So I think there's a real potential there.
Thank you. That actually, like, I'm getting lit up by that. I'm glad you mirrored that back, because when I was talking about it, I was like, oh, but like I work with women and I love, but like something wanted to say, I like working with men.
I work working with men, and that's a huge market. If you didn't get a chance to work with Peter Johnson in our class,
No, I didn't.
connect with Peter.
Okay.
That's his market, and they need women who can talk to them with this work or other work, and keep it very professional, because it gets weird sometimes, which I'm not worried about you, but it's just this world that it's very clear it is executive coaching, and that it's within in that realm. And there's firms, and Nicholas probably knows them, that are looking for that or need that, or sometimes even if they have the female leaders, they need you. You were very inspiring. Figure it out, safe space. I love the accountability. Go back to the accountability. And I love, it was very helpful for me. Friends can drain you. So being very selective with friends. You're my friends. Thank you very much. I charge my friends. If you want to work with me, I'm going to charge you. If it's an emergency, but charge your friend. That is a big thing for me, is to stop saying this is my work. So I think we're thank you. I hope we work together more. You're adorable and wonderful and creative and inspiring. So
Thank you.
thank you,
I
darling.
wanted to say that was a really, really nice wrap up. And thank you for diving into your recommendations around the business people and connecting with Peter. Are you in the WhatsApp group?
I'm sorry?
Are you in the WhatsApp
I
chat?
am.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Then we can connect.
Then we
Yeah,
connect.
I'd love to. I want to have, I posted yesterday, I really would love to have like coffee dates with the group and whoever shows up, and we could just do breakout rooms and just chat. This is really accountable.
Great. I would love to do that. I would love
Yay.
to do it. Take care,
Okay.
dear. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
I have to leave, Heather.
Yeah, I think, okay, we're back in here.
Oh, yeah. We were just early.
You're in the main room, guys.
Okay.
Okay, how was that?
Also lovely.
Got some clarity
Yeah,
there.
that was more challenging to start talking about. Definitely some semi-conscious stories about like who I should be working, like who do I work with? But then, Heather really picked up on a thing that I said that I was resisting saying, like I want like working with businessmen, like the men. I want to work with men. And yeah, she kind of opened that up in her feedback to me. And I was just like, boom, okay, like this is allowed. I'm allowed to work with people who I don't work with officially yet. Like I like that.
Okay.
And we had a great conversation. It was great fun. It was very helpful in refining who I am and also my slippery slopes of giving away too much or working with people who really don't want to work with me. So getting much clearer on in this work of who's my target, what do I want to do? And at this point, I'm no longer a startup. I've been doing this a long time. So just to be very mindful and to not work with people that I don't want to work with or that don't want to work with me and just clearing the clutter, Nicolas would be
Yeah,
what
this
I
is
say.
about getting clear on who loves to work with you and who do you love to work with. Because once you get clear on that, lots more of the people who love to work with you and you love to work with will start turning out. And the universe is going to do everything else, the opposite. So it said, do you want one of these or one of these? You go, no, 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 but that one. And then you start doing that one, you get more of that one. And when you turn away people who are not a good fit, the universe says, okay, she's made her mind up. Boof, they all turn up. That's the way it works. Okay. Because it's trial and error basically to get clear what you like. Okay.
As I mentioned to Michael, since I've started doing this work with you, I'm getting more and more people that I like to work with that like to work with me show up kind of seemingly out of nowhere. It's been quite remarkable. And the volume keeps increasing. And so
That's what I'm talking about because you've got aligned, Heather. So you've got yourself aligned. So definitely, she's aligned, she's ignited. Let's go. Just have to talk to her. That's the way it works.
Yep, party's on.
Attractive, basically. Yeah. So saying no will actually produce more people than saying yes to people you don't like. Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else want to share briefly how that was?
Yeah, that was really good. It was quite, when I started off, I felt like I was being very judgmental and a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of it just being judgmental in a way and just going, this is actually the kind of people who you want to work with, and that's my every right to be able to want to work with those kind of people. Because you almost feel like by choosing one demographic, you're ruling out a potential client. But then if you're also putting your energy just into that kind of client, then you're more likely to attract them, aren't you? But yeah, it was really good for me to kind of open up about the level of consciousness as well, of people that I would like to work with and that I feel would be attracted to working with me, based on where I am at this point. So yeah, really, really good. And just hearing Michael tell me what I was telling him, it's just it lands in a different way. Really does.
See, initially our instinct when we're neophytes starting this, I need to market to everyone to get someone. But actually that doesn't work. What I'm getting you to do is laser focus on the ideal client avatar. Because when you put all your manifestation focus on that niche, guess what happens? They turn up. Because if you scatter your manifestation everywhere, no one receives it. You focus it, lots of people receive it, lots of the right people. So it's counterintuitive. Marketing is not an intuitive process. Okay. It's very complex human psychology and energy. Okay. So ignore the ones you don't want to work with. Okay, just focus on the ones you want. Then you'll get more of them because you'll love doing it. And the universe will feel that, oh, she loves doing that. Send her more. You see? It's not what you think. Okay. Michael, do you have anything briefly to say?
Again, I mean, I had no idea what I would say, but I ended up saying what I said, and it was nicely reflected by Kelly. Said my biggest issue is how can I anchoring this beyond this session? I've written bits down, but my handwriting is terrible, so I'm going to struggle to read it. How do we listen to the recordings?
It'll be on YouTube. Okay, and you'll
Under what heading?
well, I'll email it to you, the link, because there's a whole bunch of other people who didn't make it in person who want to see it. It'll be on our YouTube channel, so you can just watch the video from there.
Sounds wonderful. I look
Okay.
forward. I must say, again, the soul contract, my consciousness, how can I say, connected to my higher level, and I feel the same today. I think the fear is exactly what I've said. I repeat, is just that I will fall down again in some consciousness way into the insecurity, into the worry, into the fear.
The key thing when you're starting off like you are is to take one step at a time. Don't try and figure the whole thing out, because you can't, because you're following the spiritual signature. And the key, I was listening to two conversations simultaneously here, is just to test some ideas like the Kabbalah Center, all the other things you're thinking of, and see what works and what doesn't work, because you're not going to know till you try it. And you're not going to be able to work it out either. So don't waste time trying to figure it out. Just try something, get the feedback. Half the things probably won't work, but the other half may work really well. So find out what those things are that work for you and your client avatars, and do more of it. Make it better, improve it, and leave the rest. It's okay to have half of them not work, because that means you're getting to the other half that does work. Okay. The main thing is to take action, Michael, given your situation. Take action. Try something.
I want to just ask you about joining Nora. Do you think I should create that website?
Well, that's up to you. It's up to you. You've got to decide. Okay?
I do, but the guidance from you is also.
Well, I sent you to her for a reason.
Okay, fine. I got it.
And she's Jewish. She's Jewish as well. I thought you might.
I'm conscious of that.
Yeah. Okay. So.
And I've been to her place of origin.
Yes. So we're gonna finish off now. A few more things to cover here. You guys did great. Okay. All right. So cover that. So just to give you a flavor of what we're going to cover in the full training, because you got the first couple of hours of the training there. So this is the overall landscape, overall structure of what we're going to cover. So you're introduced to what the key things are. Okay, you've covered the first two on here. Okay, and becoming a spiritual entrepreneur and what is your gift of service. You found out who the audience was. You can talk about dissolving the ego, because your business can only go as far as you've gone in dissolving your ego. How important home energy is as a baseline energy for your business and you personally. How do you connect to your tribe, the ones you've just identified here? Okay, you found them now, maybe. How am I going to reach them? And Western business is all about process, having a Harvard MBA, all this left brain process. Okay, spiritual business, you do have to have some structure and process, but the most important thing is that how you're doing on the inside yourself, because you can only go as far as you have cleared your own emotional karmic issues. Okay, so working on yourself is as equally as important as working on the business, which is why we have divine healing. Reconciling your masculine and feminine to deliver your gifts of service to the world. The feminine is what's attracted to this alternative work. The masculine has to do the business side. And the feminine says, yeah, I don't like this marketing thing. Someone said at the beginning. But you need enough of the masculine to deliver the feminine to the world. Okay? Remember, your focus is on delivering service. Okay? And making money will come second. Okay? If you deliver good service, people will come. If you focus on the money, less people will come because they can feel the neediness or the greed or whatever's going at them. How to stay connected with your training energy in the community. Some of you were talking about community earlier. It's very important, this. How to escape from the corporate matrix. What is the most effective form of marketing for you? We're all built differently. Why business names are so important, because the vibration of the business names, website, legal, trading names, attracts the niche of customers that you've identified just now. Okay, so that's subcontract level 3, but we'll talk about the principles of how that works a bit more. How should you roll your services out? What are channels to market? Basically, how will you physically or digitally deliver them? Okay. we're going to talk about sales funnel webinars. I'll talk about how we market these webinars. What's your business plan? Spiritual business plan. Okay, what is that? We have a guest speaker. Okay, talk about getting you out there a bit more. So nearly there. Any questions, people, on what I've covered so far today? We all talked out.
I guess when is that? Oh, I think it's in the email.
Yeah,
Never mind. I was
it's
gonna
on
ask
the
when.
20th and 21st of June.
How do we book?
Go to marketingandmanifestingyourbusiness.com. Okay. All right, so you book. And it is £367 or $462 in total. Okay. Or you can pay 3 monthly payments if you want. It makes it easier. All right. But basically it'll be more like today, except it's 2 days worth. So we'll touch on all the key things. I mean, I can't turn you into an entrepreneur in 2 days. That's sort of physically impossible. But
Maybe 3.
Pardon?
Maybe 3.
No, you need about 18 months, 24 months to do that. But I can give you at least, show you the landscape so you know where to navigate. Okay. And the important things you got to work on. Okay. It's just an introduction here. Okay. All right. So you don't waste time applying unconsciously 3D business concepts to a spiritual business, which won't work. Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you what does work. All right. So at least you're heading in the right direction. Okay. All right. Any other questions, people? Okay. So this is a bit of feedback. How was that overall? A few little testimonials, people. How about that? How was it? What do you leave with, Heather?
Absolutely fabulous, particularly coming with a very strong 3D marketing background. It was a whole waking up for how to reinvent my spiritual business. So thank you. Plus, it was a great interactive, very compelling couple of hours. So thank you.
Okay. Vanessa, how was that?
It's absolutely phenomenal way to integrate the training of Soul Contract into the real world to keep up with continual learning and stay accountable. I feel charged up. I feel clear. The highest resistance exercise to defining my target audience, making decisions. That's a big deal. I can't have it all. Ended up being like so surprisingly inspiring. Like, wow, I'm feeling the channeled availability to, like you said, manifest and focus my manifesting energy at a specific group of people. And that feels super exciting. I really like this webinar.
Yeah. So the main thing is to stay focused, and the main thing is to make a decision. It doesn't have to be 100%, but each decision you make, you'll learn something else, and you'll make a better decision from the feedback from the market, and a better one. So it's better to make a decision, not get stuck. If you get stuck, you're learning nothing because you haven't done anything. And so the world can't respond to you. Okay. All right. So you're going to make decisions based. You're never going to have enough data, so you got to make a decision following the signature, what feels right, and see what happens. Okay. Anyone else want to share? Michael?
I'm just very grateful. I think, as I repeat, I feel very uplifted by our meeting. I feel that there is a soul purpose that you're somehow making me more conscious of, and the marketing is beginning. I think as you say, one step at a time, there's still, because I was sitting on an edge where my expenses are more than my income, it's like, can I sit in that place of trust that going down this journey is at some point, sooner than later, going to balance things out?
Well, the main thing is you made decisions, you take an action, which is what an spiritual entrepreneur does.
No, I love that. I love from the bottom of my heart that label of a spiritual entrepreneur, because at some level, I think that's what I've not done.
Yeah, and you're trusting in God. You're trusting in the flow of spirit. Because I'm
just going now into Passover, which is a time of the parting of the Red Sea, leaving slavery, trusting in miracles.
Sounds
trusting
exactly
the
where you are in
divine.
life, Michael.
And it's exactly where I am. So tonight I will be exposed to that energy in a very good way.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Kelly, any brief final words on how you
Really,
what
really
you take
good.
away?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that. It was really good. I'm in quite a changeover part in my uh gifts of service, I guess. Saying goodbye to one part and welcoming the new, which can be quite scary. But it also, this process, whole contract work, doing this kind of thing, really focusing your attention has helped me make that transition, but also start with a totally different mindset to where I started before. And really noticing that if my energy is scattered, then so is what I receive.
Correct.
So yeah, I definitely am going into this with a lot more focus, but also, yeah, a lot more grace in myself, and reminding myself about that divine following spirit, really.
Well, that's the key. That's your business
Yeah,
plan.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
because
thank you.
none of you will be here at the start of this journey, well, part way through in some cases, if there wasn't a plan. Okay. It's got to trust, you got to trust in your higher self. It will come through. That's the key to the whole thing. And follow the inklings of spirit. If you can, it's the most important thing to do is follow what opens your heart. Then you'll see the planet start to unfold. Then you start to trust more. Then you realize, man, someone's really organized here. And if I just listen and don't let my ego run me into the brick wall all the time, like it usually does, life will work. Okay. But you need things like divine healing to keep clearing it. When you start to align to your path, ego goes, oh, no way, you can't have an easier, more abundant life. It's going to bring up all sorts of stuff. And that's when you focus on where your true path, business and personally, then it'll trigger all the stuff. But we use divine healing to clear it all. Keep clearing, clearing, clearing. Then the business, when you clear it, business opens up more. Go on for a few weeks. Another thing comes up, business slows down. Clear a bit more. Then you start to figure out, okay, it's in me. It's in me. Obviously, you've got to have good business practice. I'm in the way. So you've got to work on yourself as well as the business. Then it'll gradually happen. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, but it's going to be easier if you try to do it from your left brain. That's really hard work. It's really hard work. Miserable. Okay. Because the mind can't figure it out because we're running from higher consciousness. That's the whole point of this. Until you become a witness to your higher self carrying your mission out through you. You think, well, now what's going to happen? How are we going to pay the bills? It's thanks, Carla. Thanks for coming. I had it this month. I took 3 months. Well, I rested over Christmas, and so subcontract one had to pay 3 months of bills. Okay, now then I need to pay Antigone and Almarinda, okay, for their fees, and so I just you keep paying the bills, keep doing the things you normally do, and then suddenly within 24, 48 hours, if I pay something, more money turns up, and that pays the next person. It just keeps coming. When I add up the amount of money that turns up, because I just have to let go and trust, it's pretty amazing. And they keep reminding me, God is paying the bills. I'll share that with you. Okay, it's God's mission. You're a contractor to God. You're a subcontractor for God's mission of waking people up. So if you think about it that way, you've got the big guy looking after you. Okay, you just got to trust it. Then you do things you think, oh, man, it's crazy. I do that. I just trust it and do this and pay for that. And they said, you still have to go to France to see your son. I said, you know how much money that is? I've got to pay the stuff. He said, pay for it. I pay for it. In 24 hours later, someone paid about 3 times that came in the door because I trusted it. So you sort of go with the flow, what feels right, and you'll get there. Okay. Applies to you, especially Michael. So don't try and figure out the plan. Feel and trust. Feel in the moment. What's next? What's next? What's next?
I must say, I really appreciate that. I can't do anything else because I can't make a plan. I really can't.
There's no choice in your case, so you're really going to have to trust in God, especially in your case. It'll work out, but we wouldn't have met at the Mankind Project a couple of weeks ago or a month ago.
It's interesting because the word I used when I left you was the word exciting. I don't, today There is a quality of that. There is a quality of that. I lose it in my everyday, but there is a quality of that today.
Well, it's a deep soul excitement. Okay, we're really getting on with a mission now. Isn't that exciting enough? You got to get on with your real mission. You just got to listen and trust. It's actually quite a simple concept. You got to basically let go everything the mind's attached to, all its fears, and trust in the heart, trust in God. Intend what feels right in your heart, and then it will start to come. Okay, it's quite simple in the end, really. But execution is another matter because you've got to deal with a whole bunch of stuff called the ego and the world. Okay. All right. Welcome to the 10% of people who are going to live a happier, satisfying life. Okay. Guys have done well. All right. Thank you. Total
Thank you
engagement.
so much. And just
Thank you so much.
the
Thank you.
the next divine healing course, when is that?
24th of April. And Tony will send you a link. It's on the website under
Thank you.
trainings.
Thanks.
Okay. So that's a very vital business tool because your limitation is how much of your ego you've dissolved. And ego is all you can say, oh, I've done enough work. When it says that, it means you've definitely not done enough work because it's lying to you. Okay. So peeling your ego is the key for your business to flower. But I've done that for 20 years, divine healing, and that's totally transformed my business and my life. Okay. That's the key.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. See you.
Thank you.
Guys. See you tomorrow,
See you
Heather.
soon, I hope.
Bye.